Alright, I'm playing a pub.
You're playing a pub?
Yeah, man.
Invite me.
Yeah, let's get a league play.
Yo, try it. You guys are offline. You guys are fronters.
I was lying. I'm not on
You guys are all fronters, man.
The Toronto Ultra, if we go into Group B, we still consider Toronto the second best team in the league, so gotta stick them over there and wait till next land to face them.
No way, Ray. Fire back. Respected him.
I mean, they did smoke us the first 2 maps on Sunday, you know?
He spots another one. Why not? Pull it out. Smokes him in the middle of the courtyard.
We will be picking OpTic Gaming to go to the other side of the bracket. We want the battle for second seed on our side of the bracket.
With the return of Asim, the Subliners are going to be firing on all cylinders, and we're actually going to send the Subliners over to Group A.
Cowards.
Depriving you of that, of complete control, Ray, I'm afraid.
Tragic.
Those are cowards, man.
It's Marky B's orders, you know?
Come on.
Marky B's orders.
Marky B orders? I'm gonna have a word with that guy.
Yeah, Marky's not here. It's your choice.
He's the director.
We'll be sending Minnesota to the other group. They're obviously a super solid team. You know, just putting the other group to try to balance the groups a bit more.
We're going to be sending Florida over to the other group. They're constantly improving, and I did not like how they looked against us in our match. That guy Neptune is hitting his final form, so we don't want to play those guys.
Was evolving. Alright, we'll be sending LA Thieves to the other group because, you know, you don't know what roster they're going to come out with, but they're going to be frying, so.
That's the truest reasoning we've said all day on game one.
Response cap?
I don't know what.
I'm running my own play for the game win. I can't pin anything that gets in my way.
We'll be moving Paris to the other side. You just can't beat those guys. Simple.
You said that every single time.
We just can't beat you guys. We'll send Seattle the other side. Can't beat those guys. Paris to the other side because we just can't beat those guys.
Because you know why? Because we just can't beat those guys.
That's the second time.
Play them at 3 o'clock every time. We can't beat them. Just send them over there.
You all know what we came for? Been here, done that. You all know what we came for? Energy, energy, energy.
We'll be sending LAG to the other group because those guys have our number, and I'm sick of them. I'm just sick of those guys. So get them out of my face.
We'll move over Seattle. Move over to Seattle because they just smoked us at the major. You know, simple reasoning. We just, you know, try this.
Surge walking away with a 3-0 victory.
Beautiful.
Energy, 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 energy. I need that energy, energy.
USAA Insurance. Making insurance easy is our duty. Eligibility restrictions apply. Insurance provided by United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time. Major 4 Grand Finals. Here we go.
aBeZy, the last one alive inside the point. He gets dealt with. Empire setting the tone here in game number 1. What a hell of a way to kick off the grand final.
Will he be able to deliver the goods though? There's the first shots. Doesn't catch the player on transition. Here's Simp. Slides through, finds one. iLLeY still good to go. Simp's now going to make it a real fight. It's a good old-fashioned 1v1 and Simp through the tractor. And just like that, we're all tied up. Left alive. He's going to find that kill. And now it's a 1v1. And contest comes through aBeZy. He lands the kill. And with that, it's a 3-0 in control. It could not have been any closer in that final round. FaZe with the point. Oh, and Vivid finds 2 more. Cellium could only get so much done. Vivid lays down in the grass and counts his blessings as Dallas, they will take another hard point. So from Dallas, and here we go, friends. The bell is rung. Vivid gets the first blow in. Shotzzy finds number 2. Grim on the third as well. Arcitys, the round is over.
Dallas Empire with a 3-2 lead. Getting it done in the S&D. You're going to have to flood this, and look who's got the streaks. Cellium dropping the bombs in the middle of the map, funneling them on through with FaZe with the quickest round 5 you are ever going to see.
Heals back up, the gunfight still here, a couple of tags go his way, Vivid just dialed in, not gonna let him get away with his life, and now it's all on a Cellium. Oh, he's gone! Cellium is done! You've got yourself Dallas with a 6-1 on Search and Destroy, and chance they've taken the lead in the series. At this point in time, you're Dallas, I mean, are you talking raid Search and Destroy strats? Is that where your head is at? This is such an ass-whooping chance. That can of ass-whooping, that's long gone, mate. That can's already been recycled, and that can is now already being repurposed as something else, because this has been something special.
You have just given them all of the confidence in the world. The tiny terrors terrorize indeed.
iLLeY takes care of top bed, 2v2 right now. Shotzzy looking to play forward, but it's aBeZy there. iLLeY last player left alive, and it's a 2-man hit, and with that, Atlanta FaZe have finally done it. It is over. It is done. The perfect setup reigns supreme, and they get the job done. No! Ladies and gentlemen, they've done it again. Back to back, now for the first time on LAN. Atlanta FaZe, they are your champions.
Welcome to the New York Subliners home series. We start week 1 of stage 5 in the Big Apple, and ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that we are just 3 weeks from the final major of the season and finalizing the field for champs. But Atlanta FaZe will start things off today against the Royal Ravens, and so far Atlanta has proven to be the team to beat this year. Welcome though to our CDL HQ presented by USAA, and we are in the final stage, and my friends Nameless and Study of course are here to set the stage for all of you today. Gentlemen, the groups have been made and the schedule is set, so let's remind everyone who is in each group, because of course we've had our selection show, so here's a quick look. Now our groups are bringing the heat for stage 5. Atlanta had first pick in the group selection, and they sent Ultra over to group B as, quote, "We still believe Ultra are the second best team in the league." So that is some food for thought heading into it. And with the return of Asim, Ultra sent NYSL over to Group A because they know where this team left off on fire before the major, and they know those coals are still burning. But you know what? Moves have been made since we've been away. That is right, roster mania has taken place, so take a look right now. LAG dropped Cheen. They added Mental, a heavily accoladed Gears player previously of course, and then LA Thieves dropped TJ and added John. But I think it's very cool that JCap picked up his old NV Champ MVP teammate to make a final push this season. Not bad timing, JCap. But we're in the home stretch, gents. So with that being said, I want to know from both of you, what is the thing you're most excited about seeing in this last stage before champs?
Yeah, you know, that LAN event was absolutely incredible. We had a nice break where teams can get a lot of practice in, and I'm looking at Dallas Empire. They played, you know, their first stage with Vivid. It wasn't so great during the regular season. They go to LAN. They make it all the way to a final where they push Atlanta FaZe to map number 9. That is an incredible feat for a team that has 30-4 match count throughout the season that's been dominating nearly everyone. And for Vivid to turn it around from online to LAN like that is extremely impressive given the amount of time that they had. Looking at this team with Rambo as a coach, I think they're extremely driven. They're putting in a ton of work. You can see it, the fire that Crim has right now to continue to win, it is there. So I'm excited to see this team's progression, how much better they can get by the time it comes World Championship time.
Yeah, for me, the thing I'm most excited about is to watch all these teams reach their final form. We went through 4 stages already where teams are playing maps that they don't usually play. Roster changes are happening all over the board. But now in that stage 5, it's all about just keeping this roster together and going towards the end of the year with your strongest competition. And I feel like even with the teams that are sitting in 9th through 12th, I feel like every single game throughout stage 5 is going to be insane because they still have the potential to even make it the champ. So they're going to be playing with their hearts out, at least with their hearts on their chest. It's going to be an insane stage 5, and I just can't wait. I'm excited for it.
Me too, man. And I tell you what, I love that final format, and that is exactly what these teams are gunning for. And speaking of that, we actually asked our observers, our wonderful observers X and Q, for their top 5 teams that are heading into stage 5. This is what they said. We've got X's teams and Q's teams. Both have exactly the same setup, just different order here. Now, gents, taking a look at this, obviously FaZe right at the top. We got Ultra 2nd, 3rd New York, and then this is where it changes, 4th and 5th. Switch between Empire and OpTic, and I've got to ask you what you guys think in terms of your top 5 teams heading into stage 5. Have you got similar ones to our observers?
Yeah, for me, I'm actually going to completely agree with Q's top 5, and I'm going to start with Atlanta FaZe. It's hard to not put them at number 1. 3 major championships, like Nameless said, 30-4 record. They're number 1, and it's uncontested. Now, number 2 is going to be Ultra. The reason why is because Ultra so far throughout the year were the only team to beat them in a major. In the best-of-9 series, they were able to walk out on top, so I feel like they're still the hardest matchup for Atlanta FaZe. And New York, for me, 3 through 5 is where it's going to change up, because New York, for me, is going to be sitting in 3rd. The reason why is because Asim is back on this team. That relieves the stress from Clayster to be the only leader on this team, so I feel like he's going to be fitting great. It's all about just building upon that, because they show great competition when they're going up against Atlanta or Toronto. Then number 4, we're going to have Dallas. The reason why they're there is because of their recent performance at the major, getting all the way to that grand finals, pushing all the way to a game number 9 versus Atlanta FaZe. Got to tip the hat to those guys. They're going to be sitting in that 4th spot. And then last but not least, has to be the OpTic, because you don't know which OpTic you're going to get. The OpTic that shows up at the majors and gets a consistent top 4, or the OpTic throughout the stages who possibly get 3-0'd in some matches. So that's going to be my top 5.
Yeah, you know, my list is going to look pretty similar to yours, other than I'm going to switch Empire and put them in the 3rd spot, and Subliners put them in the 4th spot. FaZe and Ultra, I think it speaks for themselves. These guys have been extremely consistent over the last few stages. FaZe being dominant, Ultra always being there. But I'm going to go, as of right now, in my top 5, Empire has to be number 3. What we've seen out of Shotzzy, he's entered MVP form. We knew at some point throughout the year he was going to get to it. It was just a matter of when, not if, and he got to it. He was dominating, right? And look for him to continue that. He just looked incredible. His movement was on point. You look at a player like Crimsix, we didn't know if he was ever going to get back to that prime Crim form. They get back to LAN, Crim was going off. I mean, in the Search and Destroy, he was taking over, but the respawns as well, like he was frying there, and that bodes very well for this squad going forward if Crim can bring that level of play. And then with New York, they just lost out on some time, right? So I still have them in that 4th place spot because of what we've seen from this team. They make it to a final and how good they can potentially be, but they've lost out a little bit of time, so I had to put Empire above them. With that being said, those top 4 teams are my championship contenders. Those are the teams that I personally think can win the Stage 5 Major and can win the World Championship. As for OpTic, I still have them on the outside looking in that 5th place spot. Put them above all the teams below them, but they're going to really struggle to beat those top 4 squads.
You know what, Nameless, I gotta say, I completely agree with that Empire spot there being 3rd. I've gotta say, that best of 9, the closeness with Atlanta FaZe there, I just think that they are a little bit above New York based on the facts that we've been shown there. But love what we're seeing so far out of a lot of our teams. The competition's very hot. And speaking of that, let's take a look at where the competition have brought our team so far. Here are CDL points and our standings presented by Game Fuel. Right at the top, we got Atlanta FaZe, 465 points to their name. Unbelievable. They really are heads above the rest here. Empire tucked in nicely at 2nd, but I'm actually looking right now at the bottom of this board. You can see a couple of teams here haven't even hit the 100-point club. But with that being said, gents, I want to know, which team do you think is the most dangerous at the bottom of the bracket right now, Nameless?
If we're talking about our potential champs bracket, I mean, basically like what, 6 through 8, like those types of teams. I'm going to look at Minnesota Røkkr.
Yeah.
They're a dark horse for me. I just feel like they're a solid squad. They're continuously working on things. You look at the mid control throughout the season, it's been consistent. They're ranked 3rd, 17-11, which is fantastic. And then you look at their hard point and their search and destroy. Now, at times they've had good search and destroy, but more times than not, it has been bad. So I think that they have potential to get good at search and destroy and bring back when it was sort of their backbone at one point. And then their hard point, it was getting better in Stage 4 regular season. I believe they were like 5 and 6 or something like that going into the major, and then they lose to the top teams, right? It comes major time, they lose to teams like OpTic, they lose to teams like Dallas and FaZe. They just haven't been able to get over that hump yet, and it'll come with time and continuously working on it. They have a good coaching staff. I like where they're headed, and for me, they're a dark horse.
For me, I think the LA Thieves have to be the most dangerous team. And the reason why is because around this time is when we see them really start to shine. You have players on this team with a ton of experience. You have John, Slasher, even JCap, even in that coaching spot. These guys won a world championship sitting at that 2016 champs. And then you go on, even with Kenny. In the last 3 champs finals that we've had, he was in the finals for at least 2 of them. So they have that experience. The only thing that it's going to come to now is if they can put it all together with only 1 stage remaining. It's not going to be an easy job to get done, but I feel like with the experience, with the players that they have on their team, they know that they have the ability to do it. So if they can use it in such a short time period.
Well, I love what I'm hearing, gentlemen. I'll tell you what, the competition is pretty outstanding this season. So honestly, any of those kind of dark horses of the competition, any of our 6 through 8, I honestly think that they could shock honestly the world this season. I think there's still potential to really bump up quite a bit, especially in our home stretch. But we need to take you through this schedule because we have one hell of a week coming back into things here for Stage 5, presented by the US Army, of course. So up first today, London Royal Ravens take on the powerhouses Atlanta FaZe. Legion will be taking on OpTic shortly after. Your Friday is Røkkr versus LAG and a T-Mobile 5G weekly drop. Don't forget that one, folks. New York versus LA Thieves. Well, we got the weekend, of course, and it's 3 pieces per day. It's going to be really, really exciting. Our Game Fuel marquee match is going to be happening on Saturday's Empire versus Guerrillas. And then Sunday, our final match of the week, Game Fuel marquee match is Subliners versus OpTic. But we have tons of action coming your way this week and tons of action coming your way today. So here we go. Game 1 of day 1 of Stage 5. But the race is officially on, folks. FaZe versus Ravens coming up after the break.
Presented by USAA Insurance. They make it easy to insure your stuff like rigs and gear, and they have your back. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the Call of Duty League. The final stage of the 2021 season now has officially begun. Stage 5, and what a stage this will be. Possibly the most unpredictable, or maybe the most predictable of all the stages so far, but you'll have to tune in and find out. Atlanta FaZe, though, will be the first team we see go up today against the London Royal Ravens, and we are in for an interesting matchup. Of course, Atlanta FaZe, look at the record this season. 30 wins. That is more wins than the bottom 4 combined. Chance, it is safe to say that they are in a league of their own.
I mean, that is just a cold-blooded way to phrase it, but they've been nothing short of spectacular. They are having one of the best seasons of Call of Duty in Call of Duty history. They've been incredible, on point. They've lost like 4 series the entire year. They have looked basically unstoppable, and even when it goes to land, even when their back is against the wall, they still get the win, so nothing but positive things to say.
Nothing but lovely things to say about Atlanta FaZe. If we find something horrible, you best know we'll be spewing it here on the channel first. But enough talk about them, it's time to meet the squad. We're back online, let's kick Stage 5 off with a bang. It's Atlanta FaZe.
The game has turned on its head.
Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta. Well, and FaZe chance back-to-back major champions 3 and 4. Can they get the third and close out what has already been an incredible season of Call of Duty for these 4 young lads? We'll find out though. aBeZy, Arcitys, Cellium and Simp. True greatness. Chance we are in the presence of it. I mean, it seems quite easy to call today, you know. Ravens not in a great spot. FaZe reigning champs. Did they take the downtime seriously though? Are they still top their game?
That's a fairly interesting question, right? With like a couple weeks break, I know a lot of people going home, seeing family for the first, I mean, God knows how long. So it was an interesting time off. That being said, I think FaZe is a team that very much, they have a game plan every single stage that they go into, and they always execute, right? If they have maps that they don't play, they turn it into their best maps. If they struggle in S&D briefly, they pick up an S&D coach. So frankly, they've been improving throughout the year, and they're improving on greatness. So really, it's just about how long can they stay on top.
We'll see if they can keep it going. Their opponents today, though, hailing from across the pond. We'll see if it's coming home. In one sense, today, can they keep that run going? Channel the magic of the Euro Cup indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the London Royal Ravens. The London Royal Ravens, again, has been a very difficult year for them. They have been met by nothing short of countless adversity. But for now, Afro, Alexx, Seany and PaulEhx, we have received word this should be the final roster for the team this season. And Afro, I will say, the man has had a fresh cut chance. I saw it on the timeline. He's looking magnificent. We will soon see if the old haircut secret magic can come through. We saw it work for many, many players throughout the league this year. We'll see if Afro can have a good day today. But the London Royal Ravens, chance for them to seriously start that run, baby. And let's see what they have to do today. Let's have a quick look now at our Game Fuel keys to victory for the London Royal Ravens.
Well, if it's a victory against FaZe, you got to do it in Game 5. It's the only way they've lost. And, well, outside of the Grand Finals against Toronto, I suppose. But you pretty much have to go the distance. There are no easy wins against this team. And then mainly the focus on my team right now, it's going to be on Alexx improving his individual gameplay, right? He had an interesting start throughout like stage 1 through stage 3, but then he had to take a hiatus. And it's already difficult if you're like a Challengers player coming into the Pro League, but you've been getting reps in. Alexx, he genuinely took the break. It's not easy to get back in the swing of things, so I think he suffered just a little bit throughout stage 4. But if he can like get back to that form, and he saw some incremental improvements throughout the stage and hit a level surpassing where he was at the start of the year, I think Ravens potentially could be in a good spot. On the flip side though, the keys to Atlanta FaZe, Miles, these are my least favorite things to write. Like keys to victory FaZe, show up, like hang out, make sure you communicate, do whatever you want. But if you want to be a bit more particular, some small things they need to work on. That standoff search and destroy has not been very kind to them. 0.66 KD on the attacking rounds. It's the worst right now in the league. They have struggled on this map. We get it for map number 2 in the series. We'll see what kind of adjustments they've made. And again, it's a very specific thing, but the third hell on checkmate, 11th in the league, and they are down quite a decent margin. That P3 has given them struggles on checkmate all year long. Granted, they're still decent at the map with a 4-3 record overall, but we know that this is a team, again, looking to improve on anything that they could possibly find. That's what my eye is going to be on, at least at the start of the series.
Maps and modes, friends. Checkmate, hardpoint, start things off. Standoff, search and destroy. Fun to see that one. Then a double dose of Garrison. And if that doesn't quite cure your Call of Duty ailments for the London Royal Ravens, a raid, search and destroy. Not exactly what you want to see, but again, as the vetoes have gone down, no Moscow from the Ravens, no Miami from Atlanta FaZe, so we will be going to a FaZe favourite in raid, is of course where we saw them pick up a couple of big wins here in the majors, the last against Dallas Empire, the first on LAN so far this season, and an incredibly exciting finals it was. But here we go, friends, back at it. Stage 5 starts now. Game 1, match 1. Royal Ravens taking on Atlanta FaZe, and we're going to checkmate, boys and girls. Let's get it, Chance.
I'll hop on that plane, get your pilot's license out, and see if you can take care of business. I gotta say, I think today was probably the quickest I have ever filled in my pick'ems. I don't think there was really any hesitation in the slightest. We'll see if they can make things a bit more interesting. Because again, if you're looking at it purely from the Ravens side of things, when they had to make this like final roster change that they brought in, it was a very tough spot for them to be in. Hopefully they can finish or carry throughout stage 5 more positive takeaways than they have had, but obviously a very tough team to have to get this intro game with.
Good vibes only, but I think for the London fans right now, we'll see just again if they can bring that special something to today's series. Again, Atlanta FaZe, the expected favourites in the matchup, but we will see what happens. Right off to a lovely start though for the Ravens. FaZe yet to truly get onto the point. It's a nice bit of a bait and switch. Back and forth we go. PaulEhx is going to start this one off on a 2 spree, looking to try to find a few more, but lovely coverage there as Arcitys will get the job done. Finds himself a few more, but again, chance. Ravens maintaining control on the point.
Already, just a strong start right here. They get one more wave of kills. Honestly, they'll be in a good spot, and that's why you see aBeZy, well, doesn't want to force any gunfights fall and lose those spawns. So FaZe making sure they are nice and delicate for that rotation. But as you say it, 3 players going to fall. Ravens now able to soar forward. They take Arcitys down. Unfortunately, not quite flipping the spawns, but they are right along the way, trying to pressure out the back, and PaulEhx making things happen.
Yeah, Big Paul still making things work. Now, great view from the back. This is the area the players will be fighting over now for those spawns, and it's Simp, the lone warrior now for Atlanta FaZe. He's doing what he can to stay alive, but Afro, clean cuts as he shoots down one of them. The attack from the front now from Atlanta FaZe is still on Afro to try to keep this play alive. Gets himself one. Can't quite stay alive any longer, but that's on Seany now. Still alive in the back line. Drops into Cellium, not quite able to get the kill, but here comes aBeZy to flush him out. And Seany, stay alive, mate. Doing what he can, but still, aBeZy's going to be there to get the kill. A little bit back and forth chance, but still, all in all, not a bad start from the Ravens. A difficult hard point to break into. FaZe, though, climbing back into this slowly but surely.
And those are just, good plays all the way around. Couple players staying alive. Seany making sure he buys his teammates clearance to at least get inside the hard point. Admittedly, with those 15 seconds left, gonna go the way of FaZe, but not the worst thing in the world. You start on bad side if you're the Ravens. You come out of the first 2 hills with a small lead, but a noticeable one. That is not the worst place you could be. And PaulEhx, well, started off 5-1. Had a couple tough gunfights since then, but towards P3 we go. This is where FaZe is basically non-existent in the hard point. They struggle to get any sort of time right now. And well, you see the kills in the feed not going their way. Ravens trying to bump up this lead just a little bit more.
Yeah, you called it, Chance. This is the last piece of the puzzle, according to those game fuel keys to victory for Atlanta FaZe. Will they be able to crack it here? Eggs are up and about. Shots all over the place for everyone here as Paul going to keep this run going. 6-5, slowed down somewhat since the first 2 hard points, but he's still looking fine. Simp on the hunt. Here comes that quick contest. 30 seconds remaining on this one. Oh, it's a 2-footed tackle from Simp. No yellow card in sight, boys and girls. It was collision and contact with the ball there, as Seany still trying to keep the play alive now. And this has been a decent fight, but for aBeZy, a little too strong. He's 8-5 already in the matchup. This is not a bad look individually for the players at Atlanta FaZe, but they are still trailing at this point. Final 10 on the hard point chance, and then we're going to the top side of the map.
I mean, hey, gunfight for gunfight right now. FaZe is certainly on point, but still down in the actual score column, though. Big rotation, though, coming out. You see the ARs lighting up the feed for FaZe. Really, PaulEhx buys Lonesome in the hill, at least takes one to the grave with him, but the clearance on the actual hard point is going to be there. aBeZy at aBeZy's best place to be, inside the hill, picking up the kills, and well, for the Ravens, that is going to be tough. That is basically a clean 4 wipe. You gotta want to make sure you keep these spawns for new, but at the same time, this is 40 seconds. This is a ton of time left here on this 4th hill. FaZe, they get the setup that they want. Simp still roaming the top of the plane, at least takes one with them. And this has just been Arcitys and aBeZy hanging out inside the hill with no pressure on them. 20 seconds goes by before Ravens get the break, but they make sure they get it and they don't lose those spawns. Very well executed by the Ravens.
Good stuff out of the Ravens. Still though, now let's take a moment though to hear the comms of our current champions. Will it be a concerto or a cacophony? Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
Johnny, watch out. We're shot. I'm front. All right, front. Go back out. Full flash. Empty front red, done. Nice and around. Time. Good wall. I'm weak. No trophy on time. Back in. Yeah, Shawnee's on the wall. He jumped down. He's gonna watch it. I spawned here. I'm going top right. Oh, he shot me. Hold in time. Hit me back after. Start taking away from working a little bit. Yeah. No trophy on time. I need Sidewood in time. He's on their stairs. Playing flash. John wood. For one dead. Dead one. One shot after. Yo, he's top wood. He's on the wall. We're all dead. Nice. I'm pushing you. Okay, I'm supposed to see a hard block. I'm playing stacks, alright? Push my stacks. I'm pushing your stacks. Yo, top wood. I died. Lane top lane. I'm top lane. Okay, back up. You're good. I got time. He's top lane. Afro. Hey, could be up here chilling. I don't see him. Try to hold your blue. Try. Afro, I I'm dead. I got naded. Alexx, stay down. Alexx, stay down. Alexx, stay down. Alexx, stay down. I got double nade. Yeah, they could have hit you back. Alexx are side down. I'm in their set. No one side down, buddy. They're both absolute. They're fucking mannequin. Chris is pitching. Go. Watch heavy. I blew him. Good fish. I'm calm down a little bit. They're flying on wood. Help us out.
Classic comms out of Atlanta FaZe, but for now, the scoreline remains in favor of the Ravens' chance.
I mean, they just had a couple big moments, right? It was really that break on P4 that they turned in the rotation to Money Hill where they get the lead. I gotta say, though, as far as P1 Hills go, that was very clean coming out from FaZe, right? Consistent with the comms of players in the hill, either needing to challenge or stay alive. You got players dodging nades, making sure people are blocking spawns. They handled, that was the best hill, pretty much the entire game on P1 of all places. Now, as far as rotations go, though, not much of a slugfest so far. Last time a scrappy P2. This time, the clearance is ever so pretty on the side of Atlanta. Just sitting in home. You got Cellium sitting inside the hard point. 0 gunfights he needs to take. He's just living in peace as his teammates doing all of the work.
Great work so far. Still can they keep it going? FaZe now with the lead. Final 30 seconds on this second kill in our second set. It's over to Alexx now trying to make the break in from behind. Again, a lot of criticism on him for his individual plays, but this is a decent break. A nice two-piece on Cell and Simp. We'll get the next 17, make it 15 seconds now. The hard point going the way of the Ravens, and that's going to be lead back in their hands. Can they keep the momentum going, though? That's the question. Back over towards P3 chance. Again, the bane of Atlanta FaZe right now on this map. They have yet to crack the code. A decent effort in the first set, but now we go towards the second, and again, it's good work out of the Ravens. Paul, can he find one here? No, aBeZy still too strong, but they have slowed down aBeZy for now, and Alexx on a 5 spree. The man has turned his game around, and here we go into the third.
And streaks might not make too much of a difference on checkmate, but still not the worst thing in the world to have in the back pocket. So he's going to be looking for him, looking for that A Street side clearance. That's where he's going to be roaming around. And frankly, he can take his time, or maybe let the kills come to him. You see Simp in the feed is able to pick up too, but Alexx is there for the trades, but unfortunately, well, gonna get shot from every angle. So no score streaks there, but maybe if he heats up just a little bit more, you still got a small but noticeable lead in the side of the Ravens. And basically the situation, at least as I see it for the moment, you're going into a fresh hill. If the Ravens at any point are able to flip these spawns, they will be good to go. Unfortunately, looks like Simp might have activated the Terminator mode. 21 kills to his name. Looks like he's shooting rockets.
Yeah, he's playing the life advantage he has as well. Afro on the outside now, trying to get into it. Start a bit of a play towards next. Simp will drop eventually. Good stuff again for PaulEhx. 20 and 19 overall. Currently on a 3, make it a none. As aBeZy, in and out he goes. Deadly work. Can Afro survive this push alone? Remaining Ravens players now coming in off spawn, trying to provide the reinforcements, but slowly but surely being cut down. And here we go, in on the point. Simp now crosses up Afro, gets the kill. 3 players now FaZe on the point, and they make quick work of the Ravens. That is a clean point. It is all Atlanta FaZe. They will be able to get the lead back should they hold this time, but a quick contest for the Ravens chance going to make this a bit more difficult.
I mean, the contest is one thing. Alexx just got the spawn up. He ended up spawning out back red, so he is going to be the key right now for the Ravens, and he's going to have to make some sort of big play because his teammates are not spawning with him. And unfortunately, I mean, 20 seconds left in FaZe shouldn't be aware, but at the same time, they haven't seen Alexx in so long, and that awareness on point, just to highlight how good their communication must be to sniff out that spawn. That is FaZe going the extra mile, and well, we called out Simp earlier for having 20+ kills. Well, now his duo aBeZy has joined him. 22 to his name on the 4 spree. You sniff out the lone man and Alexx on the flank. Now you get to this Money Hill. The first time FaZe has had a lead the entire game. And on a hill like this, I think they might try to run away with it.
They may just do that. Still anyone's hard point. Should London be able to make a bit of a break here? But once again, Simp and aBeZy. Oh, baby! Lighten up the kill feed. 6 in a row now for aBeZy. The backside of the map locked up. Oh, but spawns now for London a little bit closer. FaZe should be aware of this one. Simp now on the prowl. The tip of the spear, but he's just timed this a little off. Players have managed to slip through, but they will manage to make a bit of a fight of it as aBeZy just keeps on soaking up that hard point time. Now, the battle for the backside of the map. aBeZy's going to be tagged. What a shot indeed he has, and he will win it. Streaks are still on the menu, and there's the time going their way as well. Atlanta FaZe springing to life here in this third set, and hey baby, here comes the streaks chance. It's starting to look a little dire for the Ravens.
And that really just is a sequence that separates the good teams from the great, man. You sniff out the back spawn and you turn that into score streaks and effectively not quite a full 60, but 40, 45 seconds. FaZe obviously set up on P1 as well, just 10 seconds away from closing out this game. It was a bloodbath from start, but towards the finish, FaZe, they took over, they get the control, they flip that switch. And Miles, they should be good to go to get that checkmate win. What a way and what a sequence to get the job done.
It was an incredible run from the Ravens to start things off, but just not enough stopping power, staying power to last with them throughout the duration of the entire map. But there we go, the first map done. And it's an Atlanta FaZe victory. No massive surprises there, but still a hard-fought battle, man. I liked what I saw out of the Ravens. Time to time, there again, I think they'll be a little disappointed with how they finished that map out, but kudos to them. FaZe got 1-0.
And again, I can only say it enough times. That genuinely is like one of those moments that separates the good teams from the great. Yeah. You end up having Alexx spawn out in the back of the map, that opportunity to make the hero play. It took maybe 5 or 10 seconds to go by before FaZe ends up figuring it out. Like, it's not like they read that spawn. It's after a long enough period of time goes by, they did not see Alexx. They're like, oh, this has to have been what happened. Either he got the spawn out or he got through somehow, and they just go and hunt him down. And again, on a money hill like that, if Ravens get inside that hill, if Alexx makes the best play, that very well could have been a London Royal Ravens game #1 victory. Instead, FaZe, they're always doing the small things right. On top of the fact that Simp nearly dropped 6k damage.
All the small things. FaZe get it all done. There we go. Wonderful start from them. A bit of a rough run for the Ravens towards the end there. Tough match out of Seany there, and 15-25, not what he wants, but we'll give him a quick commercial break to let him recover before we dive straight back into that search and destroy. But there we go, friends. Map #1 in the books. Atlanta FaZe, they start the stage off well. Can they keep things going when we come back after this quick commercial break? It's standoff, search and destroy, friends. We'll see you there.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the US Army. What's your warrior? Presented by USAA. Getting insurance with USAA is easier than level 1. Learn more at usaa.com/insurance.
Where is the... Where is the Gabagool? What? Where is the Gabagool? I'm walking here. Chopped cheese? What does that mean? Hey boss, let me get the bacon, egg and cheese. Forget about it. Begging out OD? Begging out OD? I bet. Bet? It's brick outside? Brick? What does that mean? Good looks, G.
Good looks, G.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. The New York Subliners home series continues, and as you saw from HyDra there, I mean, he's trying to walk here. We love it, though, but there we have it. First map in the series done, and I forgot to mention, actually, I saw a tweet about it, but I'm wearing the lovely New York Subliners and Game Fuel collab. Ooh. It's a banger. We got the Let's Go New York on the arm. Oh, we love it. We absolutely love it. My dog tried to eat it this morning, and let me tell you, beat him off of it real fast. I was like, no, boy, out of his mouth. He really tried to get that one. He knew I was getting dressed for the show. He was excited as I am, and hopefully you are at home fans. And I was like, bad boy. Let's go, though. Let's go our S&D stats this season so far, Chance. And I think it's safe to say Atlanta FaZe pretty good at the game mode.
I just can't believe how abysmal they have been on defensive rounds, though, in Search and Destroy. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. No, I mean, they're ridiculous. I'm not even kidding. Throughout Stage 4, Search and Destroy was technically their worst game mode. Like, technically their worst game mode, and that's how damn good that they have been. I mean, again, you can only say positive things about this team. They have been nothing short of insane. One of the best seasons of Call of Duty that we have ever seen throughout the history. Admittedly, there's some very tough competition that we could argue about till Kingdom Come, but so far so good. In Game 1, they took care of business. Now we go to a standoff where maybe an opportunity for the Ravens, not one of FaZe's stronger maps, 1 and 2 records so far on standoff. That being said, if I was a betting man, I would expect FaZe has certainly been putting in some work to making sure they make the adjustments on this map to turn it into one of their best.
We'll see how they go. Again, Atlanta FaZe, what they do. They play that long game. They already have champs with playoffs in the mindset right now. That's the goal. Another stage win would be ideal. Again, going 3 in a row would be fantastic for them, but truly, closing out the year strong is one thing. Again, looking to put forward a historic run here in the Call of Duty world, an incredibly difficult roster to play against. But we'll still see. The Ravens brought enough fire in that first match to get the FaZe fans sweating just a little bit. Can they find the same goods here in our standoff Search and Destroy? Map number 2, Chance, here we go.
And you got what, 3 stack over towards A. There's no nades and tacks out, so they're just going to play nice and aggressive and well. The nades and tacks coming to help just a little bit. PaulEhx, to his credit, finds one before he dies, and everybody's seemingly one shot. All of a sudden, you got a 2 versus 2, and well, Alexx, he got spotted, and Arcitys able to drop him. And just like that, just the bloodbath of an opening, 20 seconds where everyone falls, leaves the kid, Afro, the new man on the team, in the 1 versus 2 against Cellium and Arcitys, ARs all around.
And posted up. And they know they have bomb down over towards the A bomb site. So Cellium, he'll be watching that. Arcitys has the backside of the flank covered. Anyway, if he goes through mid, there it is. The heavy tags. And that was a big bit of work. Afro, he's hurt. There's that bomb grab. Over towards the A bomb site they go. Afro's got to make the play now. Quick push though. Will Arcitys get the read up over the top? He does. The man is a tank atop the tank. And it's a couple of shots to end the round. Atlanta FaZe, good start.
And hey, I mean, the team is, what, 4-9 on attacking rounds, and well, they mix up the strats just a little bit. You have one opportunity where you can get those Semtexes over to the top, over towards that A side of the map. They take full use of it. And admittedly, I mean, the Ravens, they met them there, took them on gunny, but in the end, Arcitys is the man that comes out on top. 3 kills in the first round just to attempt to set that tone, and maybe the Ravens will just immediately hit him with the exact same strat. Still no trophies on board. Nades and tacks out. Simp's going to hit by everything, but he's got help on the cross. Arcity's there. Not to make too much of a difference. Still left in a 3v3.
Still Dodson or Afro unable to get the last kill there, and that's a 2v3 FaZe with a slight advantage. Paul, he could catch Arcitys here, and the spree does do that. Slow things down just a little bit now for the Ravens. That's what you want to be doing. Again, FaZe turtled up towards their A-bomb site. Now the slow transition over towards B. Ravens attacking. The bomb did go down over towards the A-bomb site. They will be able to secure that. Here comes Paul. We'll be going for the plant now momentarily, but there you go. A lot of map control going their way. FaZe, though, it's going to be Cellium and aBeZy making that slow and steady wrap around the map, playing for information. That little kill team doing what they can. They have swapped places. There's a slight exchange of gunfire here or there. We should see the bomb go down now, Chance. This is going to be a good old-fashioned 2v2 retake. This is going to be a lot of fun.
And Ravens were just waiting for that information, but as soon as shots come through, they know to get the bomb planted for the safe side. And well, the shots come through, so they have a little bit more. Shawning for the reads. Takes one with them. And now you got PaulEhx versus Cellium in the 1 versus 1. Cellium plenty of time to work with before he can get this defuse. And I think he's just waiting for Paul to potentially make a mistake, but to Paul's credit, stationary like a stone and makes the read and wins the gunfight. Paul taking him down for the Ravens to get their first round win.
The Red Menace gets the Ravens on the board, and what a win that was. Cellium knew exactly where he was going to be, knew he'd be prone. That's your 2020 All-Stars 1v1 champion right there, a player you can rely on in those situations, and rightfully so, but PaulEhx bringing that special sauce. It's the Ravens going, and that was a lovely round to watch. Here we go. See, we got another one. Atlanta FaZe on offense now. Here we go.
And it's worth pointing out, I mean, I know it's a fairly specific category, but PaulEhx, I mean, he's been one of the best flex players we've had so far in the league. Any gun he uses, he has just been on point with. PaulEhx certainly can put in work and gives his team the first round. That was a cheeky angle. Maybe just some information if the bomb decides to go over towards A, but FaZe just going to spread the map and look for some sort of intel, and maybe instead it'll be a flank from the Ravens. Seany's thinking about it long term. And it's really just about that timing. But you see Simp has the angle, gets the information. I think now this is when they attack the actual site. Good luck for PaulEhx. He's going to have at least a 1v2.
He might be able to get one, but both of them, that'd be something special. There's his ankle, and it is an easy kill for Simp. Beautiful play. A third goes down now for the Ravens. You blink, and it's a 1v3. Alexx now fighting for his life. This could be interesting, but there you go. The coverage from Arcitys once again. Beautiful tags. Wonderful work from FaZe. A very methodical round chance, and they're going to go up by 1 here in the search.
And I mean, really methodical is the right word, right? You just have everybody Simp watching the flank. As soon as they get any sort of information, they just figure out what the system on the round is. Like, oh, Seany's the guys flanking. They're not going to have that extra AR presence over towards site. Let's get our SMGs right over there. And you think PaulEhx was probably just trying to play the angle, hoping he didn't get spotted, but Simp has been playing with Cellium for way too long. He's going to know about every single nerd spot on the map, so really just a systematic way to take him down. FaZe clearly has put in some work on standoff. Only a 2-1 lead though so far, but a fun spot for them to be in. As ARs abound, PaulEhx able to spot at least one. His teammates working their way over towards A.
Arcitys comes back for a third slide. Did he make it number 4? So aBeZy will get that first blood on a Paul. He stayed there just long enough to send in the hitman himself, and he does get the kill. Cell, what a win against Alexx. That's massive. 4v3, or 4v2 now. Afro and Seany fighting for their lives over by the A site. Simp's going to throw a slow shoulder, and it will cost him. Seany will get it. Afro, though, on the slow flank. This could be great. This could be great. Oh, not great enough, as Arcitys will be the survivor there in a 2v1 now for Seany. What can the construction man do here on standoff? He's a shopkeep right now. We'll see what he can do. Grab that bomb and get back in the action.
And I just want to point it out, the bomb got dropped right there. I'm pretty sure aBeZy got that kill from like the side gas station alley and beamed whoever that was with an AK-74U, hashtag just aBeZy things. Seany in the 1v2 though, he has zero information to work with, and he's about to walk into 2 of these players, and the information does not go his way. Arcitys ready to pounce as FaZe. Another round to their name, 3-1 lead, and a comfortable one for them to get. The ARs again putting in work for the team.
Yeah, we saw FaZe the last time they were in a sort of 2v2 situation, or 2vx. You saw them rotate that time. So Ravens hoping to not find anyone there on the A-bomb site, and hoping that FaZe may have made that rotation across map, but not to be found. Here we go, chance. FaZe starting to heat things up. Arcitys on a 4 spree, 8-1 overall. Beautiful stuff out of him. Let's see what he's got in this round.
Mixing things up as well. They've attacked A pretty heavy quite a few times. aBeZy making a little bit of noise on the flank, but top brown control and brown control in its entirety firmly in the hands of FaZe. There wasn't much of a fight for it, but even if you're up here, not too easy to win those gunfights, and RC is forced to back down. Keep in mind, he is 8-1. We're almost expecting him at this point to get, 2 kills per round is the pace that he has set. I think once again, PaulEhx, not quite the lone man. He's got a little bit of support, but the pressure, once again, FaZe at some point are going to work themselves towards this A site.
Uh-oh.
And they're gearing up once again as the nades come through, and PaulEhx going to bite the dust.
He asked for 2. Seany may be number 2. Simp's going to charge forward, maybe be able to get it. There it is. Brilliant work out of FaZe. Patience. FaZe off. No trophies there for London near the A-bomb site. Doesn't help the case, but here we go. 2v3. Bomb down. Alexx fast into the gunfight. He will go. Will it be enough to get the job done, though? Cellium's got the cover. And there's the kill once again. Last player left alive, Afro, and it is a 3v1. Ravens, they are starting to feel the heat. Here comes the play from Afro, though. Straight in from behind. Arcitys to try to press the life advantage. It's still a 2v1. I love this reposition from Simp, but here comes the challenge, and Arcitys is never going to lose a gunfight like that. First shot's in, last shot's done, 4-1 Atlanta FaZe so far.
And Arcitys showing off a nice little angle by the fence. We don't get the look at it from his POV, but that is what, 3 offensive rounds, and again, that has been the struggle for FaZe in the 3 rounds where they approach that A site in a different way every single time. And I mean, poor PaulEhx, eventually, he just keeps getting bullied out, whether he just gets hunted by Simp or the nades coming through, but that has been the focal point of a problem for the Ravens on defense, just getting run over on that A site. But back on the attack they go, and this might be quite a few players working the back alley. Ravens sending 2 over towards aBeZy.
What another nade is going to slow them down. Nades have not been fans of the Ravens so far in this matchup. aBeZy's going to hold that line. He does have Arcitys to back him up again on that 6 spree. There's number 7. What a nade once again from Atlanta FaZe. Afro licks his wounds and has to back on up. A tactical retreat now for the rest of the squad. The rest of FaZe have not really moved chance. Still holding the line over by the A-bomb site. Mid-map coverage from Cellium once again, but 3v4. Let's see what they've got. Afro manages to get involved. Finally finds the silver bullet to bring down Arcitys. And aBeZy, though, he'll be up next. A quick shoulder. In and out he goes. Makes this a harder fight than it ever would be normally. Oh, wait a minute. He caught the door frame. aBeZy goes down. Afro finds himself a second. And all of a sudden, this is a nice looking round. And Cell, if Afro can check that top balcony, he may be able to find a few more. Afro finds himself 3 in the Ravens. They get a good round on the board.
And the stones on Afro to even find that opening. That was a no hesitation. We know there's 2 players that were focused on that back alley, and Afro, he's basically just hoping he can get past before Cellium spots him out, and he times it perfectly and keeps that train going. Runs it into aBeZy, and I mean, at some point, he snapped on a wall up top. Grandma's over there when he heard Cellium mantle up top, so Afro's got the headset cranked and ready to go, but what a play call by him to turn things around. And by the way, he shut down at least the cruise missile coming through from Arcitys, who I believe still secured the artillery strike. So not a fun thing to deal with, but a huge kill for Afro to get. Looking for some sort of momentum and, well, the artillery to deal with. Good luck, have fun.
Oh, he's called it straight in. Flushes Alexx straight out into the playground. He's going to be cut down straight away. Arcitys and Simp now overwhelm the A-bomb site. Simp does have that bomb. Should be a fast plant soon once they check every possible corner. And just like that, this 3v3 does get a little bit more interesting. Ravens, mid-map presence, all theirs. Cellium's got the flank cover chance, and here we go. Bomb down.
Bomb down, trophies out. Seany might technically have them trapped in for the information, but doesn't matter if you know where they are. If there's an errant man on the map, and well, Afro making the good reads. They know that Cellium is the man to find, and they find him. Hunting him down, and now just 25 seconds left to go. Got to clear out those final 2 players on site.
We go. Got to push forward. Seany's in the flank. He's going to catch Arcitys, and it's a young boy from the West Midlands who's going to charge in. Can he get that final kill? That is massive work out of Afro. What a round from him. What did I tell you, baby? He's had a haircut. He's feeling fine, and it is another delightful round for the Ravens.
That really is 2 back-to-back rounds. Afro's putting in work. I'm just going to take a moment, though. This game, from PaulEhx's perspective, has to be one of the most miserable experiences on defense that we've seen the entire year. First round, he tries to get aggressive. 3 players on FaZe, meet him right there, stuns and nades out. That's how he gets first blooded. He tries to play a nerd spot. Simp sniffs him out. He gets like 2v1 on site repeatedly. He gets naded a couple times. In that last round, he got artilleried off of A. If I'm PaulEhx, I'm just picking a different place. I'm not going to the A site. I'm done with it. I'm going mid-map. I don't care. It just looks brutal from his point of view.
All right, standoff can be that way. aBeZy on that back alley coverage. Cellium saw enough feet there, but trophies finally for London. The cabinet may not be full of them, but right now they've got a couple in game that are doing the work. There's the bomb down. 4v4. The Ravens are going to plant, and they're going to run away. Now hopefully set the table. What could be a feast. Seany, first course, yummy, yummy. Gets himself a Simp. Up next. The hors d'oeuvres are being served. Afro gets his fill, the number 6 in a row. That's going to be a nice little bit of a side plate of aBeZy. Cellium in mid-map. A calorific meal for Seany. And Arcitys, though, bit of indigestion. He manages to land 2 somehow. Afro, can you do it? Just desserts for the Ravens. Another good round chance. It's 4-4. And things are getting spicy.
And now they're starting to play FaZe as well, right? The past 2 rounds was basically just Afro making those big plays. By the way, now he's got streaks at his disposal. But they basically just like sniffed out the system, right? aBeZy always plays the back alley, little bit of pressure over towards A. You know, Cellium likes that back tank. There is that opening spot. That is 2 rounds on the attack where London has made use of just going on the side of that bomb. One time it was to go in through Delhi. This time it was to get the bomb down. But either way, they got an artillery. And that is wonderful news for PaulEhx, who no longer has to sit on this A side.
He's finally like, I'm free! I can go wherever I want! I can do something different! Let's see what Paul does this round, though. Again, we've been singing the praise of Afro, and rightfully so. Ping comes through. A lot of information passed, but again, no artillery strike. Those 3 shells will remain. They will remain in the reserves of the Ravens for now. Arcitys pushes forward. A quick kill and bomb plant. Simp manages to land another one. FaZe. Getting things going here. Back over to Afro, though. 11 of 5, 7 spree right now. If he gets another kill, he's going to nail himself that cruise missile. The same could be said for Paul, though. Again, now able to roam free. Oh, it's a big play from aBeZy. Stops the streaks. Immediate trades coming through from Paul. Can he find any more? Nice angle to be had, but aBeZy made a tough stuff. Will not go down just yet. This will be a technical 1v4 if Paul can pull it off. He's got 20 seconds to kill these players and get the bomb, and it is not enough time. Atlanta FaZe. Map point.
And just picking, again, just like out-strategizing your opponent, at least in that round, right? They played for baits, like everyone's spreading the map, not doing anything too crazy. As soon as that artillery ping comes through, you got Cellium shooting through a wall. That's when they make their attack, and well, the fog has set in.
Weather's a bit funny today.
I don't know what that means for the Ravens, but I feel like that's a bad omen.
It might be a bad omen, who knows? Or it could be a great thing for them, you know? British weather at times can be temperamental. Although, I'll tell you what though, Atlanta, Georgia, last time I was there, I was sweating bullets. Talk about humidity. Me and that humidity, all this hair does not bode well. But here we go. That point once again for Atlanta FaZe. Simp's going to dip on out. His teammates tagged up by that nade. He's going to singe the hairs for now. But aBeZy, you know what he's like. Afro though, very, very slow but surely trying to make something happen here. A blind fire now over towards that B-bomb site. Going to clear him out. Shouldn't find any kills. Just going to buy them some real estate to work with. Here go the Ravens now as they spread across map. Oh no, Alexx a little too late on the push. He will be cut down. Doesn't check both ways before crossing the street. Here we go, chance. Ravens got a little bit more coverage, but 4v2. Can they get it done?
Pressure is on. You got to go pick up that bomb as well. PaulEhx going to go make the grab. And, well, I think FaZe are going to be incredibly happy just to give up this bomb plant. PaulEhx makes the read, but a small opening. Well, that door gets shut. But FaZe, again, just happy to give this plant up. You're going to have 4 players trap these other 2 and just look at the swarm coming through on the minimap. It is going to be a 4v2 retake, and I think FaZe are just going to pick them apart. Simp leading the charge. Finds the opening, and they are gone. Just like that. The score streaks that Afro got, you think might be an opening. In turn, FaZe ends up just using it against them. Final couple rounds to close that door, and Arcitys just got to tip the cap to him. 14 kills I think he finished with, or maybe make it 15 here in the best play. Hell of a performance. Although, at this point, I think we expect nothing less.
We do expect nothing less, but once again, an admirable effort out of the Ravens, bringing them the goods where it matters, but sadly not able to close out the maps. The second map goes the way of Atlanta FaZe once again, and oh baby, what a standoff, search and destroy that was. Streaks for both teams, plenty of lovely individual plays. We certainly had our fun, friends, but for Atlanta FaZe, fun is one thing, but this is strictly business. 2-0 up in the series. The Ravens, again, a little bit of time to soul search before we get into that final map. Control what could well be the final map. Sorry, lads, spoilers. I don't know what's going to happen, but the writing may be on the wall. There we go, though. Look at the stats. Afro, 11-7 for him. 15-5, though, from Atlanta FaZe. Arcitys has had one hell of a year, chance. What a performance.
I mean, 15-5 and 5 first bloods. You literally could not ask for anything more outside of maybe like securing the cruise missile towards the end. But honestly, just a solid game from both teams. Incredibly clean Call of Duty, at least when it was necessary from FaZe, making sure that they had those perfect strats towards the end. And I gotta say, I mean, Ravens have played well enough that, like, if one little thing goes right, if they get a better use out of the artillery in the search and destroy, if they get a better use out of the spawn that came through for Alexx, maybe they could have been up 2-0 in this series. Unfortunately for them, FaZe is just that team in this spot, playing with all the confidence in the world.
Atlanta FaZe, they are those guys, pal. Now we're going to take a quick look at US Army tactical play. It is going to be round 3, the one we called the most methodical of the Atlanta FaZe rounds. Chance, walk us through the US Army tactical play.
This is very much, this is the information round, right? This is the setup. Simp is the guy watching the flank. He sees Shawnee's the guy over there. He's like, all right, this is the green light. Let's go. The AR's over there. Let's bully out this site. Arcitys then is responsible for picking up the flank, and it's about clearing out the site. And again, Simp is going to be privy to all of the angles. You see Arcitys is the man that picks up the kill on the flank as well. And it's just clinical. It's as soon as they have that one piece of information, they execute the game plan instantly. Like a tiger, they pounce on the prey. FaZe taking care of business.
Oh, FaZe are certainly roaring so far. A wonderful start for them here in stage 5. When we come back though after this break, we'll see if they can keep it going. We're going to play control. We're not going too far, friends, so get yourself a drink. We'll see you after this break for map number 3.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
And Atlanta FaZe, they are your champions.
David just hops it. He's on it. He's on it.
Halfway there. It's halfway there. No one's got the angle. Oh, he does get the angle. Cammy comes through.
Yeah, push Cam. Get laid down into the shoot. Yeah. Here, Cam. Yeah, Boomer's on it. He's on it.
Let's go, watch this.
Take goal, man. Take goal, baby. Good calls.
There's the slide. There's the bait and switch. Beautifully done. Shotzzy and iLLeY get in. Insight, though, still set up in the back. It's a 2v3 for Ultra. Cammy's going to get caught. It's all on Insight. And he's done.
Outer dead.
Watch him back alley. Watch him back alley. Back alley. Watch out on the
looking at They're both there. That's not him. We're looking for Cammy still. He's main. The last other side. Last guy there.
What's back alley? What's back alley? He's there.
Time to go, boys. 5 seconds. Is anyone even close to getting in a contest? I don't think so. Prestinni, fly! Fly, Prestinni! No one's there to get it. Paris Legion, it was a clean 3 down, and it will be a 3-1 victory.
You're good. We're good. We won. Sam, watch on the cross. You ready, Matty? Yeah. Sam, watch on the cross. I gotta get in. You missed a point. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
aBeZy versus Slasher. Can aBeZy seal it here? And he will. It's a Guerrillas victory.
Aly killed me. Set out dumpster. White dumpster. I couldn't tell where he went. Right still here.
Let's go.
3v2. iLLeY takes care of top bed. 2v2 right now. Shotzzy looking to play forward, but it's aBeZy there. iLLeY last player left alive, and it's a 2-man hit. And with that, Atlanta FaZe have finally done it. It is over. It is done.
Flash one. Flash spot. I didn't want to open. weak, open weak.
I'm
One shot, get one open, one T.
Can I wait?
I'm push. He's jumping on top. I got one. Asim, I think. Try check on. No!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. LAN A, it feels like what, just last weekend, but it wasn't. It was a few weeks ago. But don't forget, LAN's coming back, Major 5 just around the corner. And of course, champs, get your tickets now. Check out the Twitter feed. I don't know how you do it, actually. I've got no idea. I am, quite frankly, a moron. But myself and Chance, now dressed for the occasion, the New York Subliners home series keeps on ticking. We've both got our sleeves rolled up. This is strictly business, and it is business time for one of these teams. The Ravens, Chance, they're down by 2, going into control. And Atlanta, sadly, I mean, let's face it, they're pretty good at this game mode as well. Simp sit atop the KDs in this season alone.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by sadly. If you're an Atlanta fan, you are as happy as you can be. Simp, clear-cut, best control player in the league. I think you could just give that to him. No one would complain, but I mean, all KDs are completely ridiculous. Everybody in the top 10, top to bottom of 1.24, completely absurd. It's just this team, it is their bread and butter. Admittedly, if you want to be critical, they don't play checkmate control all too often. So really, they just have the 2 maps they run, but it doesn't make a single bit of difference because they can just ban it, and they are phenomenal on Garrison, phenomenal on Raid. It is genuinely just Simp's playground, and well, I'm just expecting him to showcase his talents once again. But obviously, he's got to make sure he can do it, because right now, Arcitys may be outshining him just a little bit, at least in that game number 2, 15 kills to his name, not too shabby.
Arcitys, he really has been something fierce this stage. Actually, last stage as well, and the stage before that. He's a bloody monster. But we'll see if he can keep that one going.
It's been a couple of years now.
Yeah, really, mate, it really has been a couple of years where we're like, wow, he's really good. And even with these guys on his team, wow, he's still shining. He's really good. Big Arcitys fan here, I'm sure you can tell, friends. We'll see if they can bring the same thunder. But again, for the Ravens, this is the last chance in the series. If that it's coming home magic has managed to permeate the Ravens camp, we will find out. Garrison control is an exceptionally strong game mode for Atlanta FaZe. This could be an open and shut case, but we will see. Again, here in the Call of Duty League, you never know. You just never know. The numbers, Mason, don't necessarily lie. That special something, that special COD magic always flowing through these players. Here we go, Chance. Map number 3. We're playing control. It's the Ravens, it's FaZe, and it's FaZe for the series.
And I think if I'm looking out for anything in particular, not just Simp's POV in general, but if he ever finds his way in between those tanks on this map, he just rains hell upon the other team constantly. They are setting up for an 8 play potentially right off the bat. It looks like the Ravens have actually stacked up that side, but Simp already found the opening, gets that first blood. He is pushed past the enemy lines. Unfortunately, all of his teammates fall, but this is where the best player can try to put in some work, but PaulEhx drops him immediately. Strong start for the Ravens.
Yeah, good stuff out of the Ravens. They identify the problem, they deal with it quite handedly, but Alexx doesn't manage to check the corner, and he's going to get taken care of by Cellium, a freebie, if you will. Nades are up and about. aBeZy's trying to keep the play alive, but once again, it's the blue of the Ravens in the kill feed. Seany and PaulEhx keeping the plays alive. Cell will strike from behind, gets himself that top green control, and that's the opening they needed. Onto the A zone. FaZe go.
Well, one body on point already, pushed up aggressive. You got Cellium feeding in the information, and well, he just sends his attack dog on the prowl. aBeZy getting shots into everybody. He ends up dying off the rip, respawns, goes on a 5 spree, and frankly, he is just causing confusion from the other team. He has been everywhere on the map, and by the time you take him down, well, Arcitys, the reinforcements are in. Just another fantastic sequence for FaZe. Again, just as expected at this point. They're going to be able to capture A off the bat, doing the hard thing first. Now they get a minute and 45 to try to capture B. Well, if I was a betting man, I think they could do it, especially when Cellium is shooting like that.
There's a lovely 2-piece to be had, but still Paul will remain alive. And with that, some semblance of control. A spot to fight from now for the Ravens as we do contest B. That's very important right now. A may be gone, but B still holds. There it is. Another set of kills come through. Afro now trying to make his way from up high. He was fantastic in the standoff, search and destroy. So far in the control, somewhat quiet as the guns of that young player have been silenced. And there it is. The kills keep going the way of Atlanta FaZe. The second segment complete. The final one now is going to be Seany with a slow contest. Simp comes through to just push him off of it, and he doesn't. He manages to stay alive. aBeZy's there, and the Ravens have just managed to survive. Still have to contend with aBeZy, and it's going to be Alexx on the flank. Oh, God, he can't take care of anything. Oh, no! Cellium! He finds the kills as well, and Atlanta FaZe Oh, baby. Not quite on the point yet, but full streaks now for Cell Chance.
And it is just absurd how well these guys play off each other. But you're looking for the streaks. He's got 2 of them. They have not yet secured the point. Well, an opportunity for the Ravens to make the best out of this round. You can still win this on defense because the spawn trap is now in. You get 2 players pushed out, 1 through dark, 1 caution, a player catwalk, and someone for green. Ravens, they have all their bases covered. They just need to survive for the next minute, and they will just make a miraculous round 1 comeback.
What a turn of events this would be. FaZe, though, definitely not out of this yet. And a minute to work with. That is a lifetime in Call of Duty terms. Still making their way forward. Afro with the dark side of the map covered. That vents room. He's all sweet there. Alexx can't quite take care of anyone through middle. No lives left now for the Ravens. Oh, and it's a shot punch. It's actually the shot alone from Simp's going to get the job done. Paul's going to do a little bit of damage. He lives to fight another day. 3 lives to the 10 now, but here comes Arcitys in from behind. The DMSC. Oh, my. He almost gets both. And just like that, London's hopes in the round slowly but surely fading, and there it is, the final kills coming through, and it's all on Alexx now to make his way forward. How much damage can he do? The answer is not enough. FaZe, they will take round 1.
And keep in mind, just to again highlight how well these guys play off each other, this is the sequence originally where everything gets set up right. You get aBeZy, just the opening to get on point, and this is what he does when you give him just a little bit of things to work with. This was a 5 spree that he ends up going on, and even, I can't remember if he fell. I think he falls eventually, but as soon as he does, Arcitys is then there, the reinforcements to pick up the 2-piece. I mean, that was genuinely the idea from FaZe, is get A off the rip, flex some new strats on garrison control just to show off what you can do. And well, not only that little sequence to get the A point, just the fact that Cellium found 14 kills in the first round. I don't know where he's able to find them, but he got them all.
Gotta kill them all, Raw Ravens. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we'll work on that one. That's exactly what Cellium is doing. Alexx gets cut down. Straight on the point we go for Cell on the 4 spree already. Able to now get himself in on the defense quickly, pushing the Ravens back. Seany will just about get the better of him, and there you go. Paul now keeping the play alive for a short-lived moment. Over to Afro, next player up. Simp's going to now have that top green control, does manage to find his teammate from up there, and Afro just having a battle. Headbutt these players there on that B zone, and already the flank from aBeZy, but Afro, he's seen this play before. He's read that playbook. Will aBeZy be able to make the play here? He's playing it very, very patiently, waiting for a bit more noise, waiting for the attention to be taken away, and Simp no from top green. And there it is. The flank comes through, the pinch is on, the defense holds, and Atlanta FaZe, it is a clean sheet. They've taken care of all the Ravens, and forward they march.
Forward they march, and well, FaZe last round on offense, they had to fight themselves or fight their way out of the spawn trap. Ravens, we get to see if they can make it happen as well, but if you're going for angles like this under the truck, that is not a fun spot to have to be in, but hey, you took care of Simp, you shut down his streaks, and well, you found the opening. Seany wins the gunfight on Arcitys, and we might be able to fly out through A. Unfortunately, the flank is through, but Seany with the reads, and now you get 3 players to flood out top green. Ravens might be able to pull this round on offense. The bad news is 12 seconds left on the clock. They got to make sure they get all 3 ticks on A right here, right now.
Well, they're going to do it. Here we go. This is the time to get it done. Afro fights for his life, shots in, damage dealt. Paul's the last player up now for the Ravens here on the point. Reinforcements slowly but surely making their way through, but that's it. They're cut down. The final 10 seconds. Seany stops the buzzer. 9 seconds on the clock. Here come the nades through. Atlanta FaZe charging forward. The Krig, not ideal in the situation, but Seany's making it work. And Cellium, though, he's brought the right gun, the right tool for the job, and he's going to cut down 2 more. And there we go. Afro once again stops the clock at 5 seconds. So it is not over yet for the Ravens, but Afro is going to have to do this alone as the rest of his squad being cut off by that mid-map control from FaZe. Can Afro hold it? Nades coming through. The shots are there, and Simp wins the 1v1. That should be all she wrote. Another round for Atlanta FaZe.
And just dominating fashion, at least towards the end. Maybe a couple small openings, but even the retakes just a little bit too clean. And well, there's the best play where the kills just fall into his lap. This is where the clean 4 down gets set up and the spawn trap began. But frankly, after seeing Cellium pick up that 2-piece with the AK-74U, I'm reminded of that time where I'm like, hey, PaulEhx, one of the best flex players in the game. Keep in mind, Cellium does exist. The argument for the best flex player in the game. 19 kills to his name, and I'm trying to figure out what I think his favorite Pokemon might be.
Something, I don't know, something a little weird. It'd be a weird one. Psyduck, isn't it? Go on. Cellium, though, having one hell of a game. 19 and 6 overall, currently on a 3 spree. Arcity's on a 4. Simp's got 1 to his name in the previous live. It is looking great for Atlanta FaZe, but it is not over yet. The Ravens still have the fight in them. Now on defense, Atlanta FaZe, an attacking round for the win. They won the first. They can definitely do it again, but they've got a bit of an opposition to deal with. And again, the Ravens, only 1 falls now. Simp, once again, making that push through the round side of Archers in towards that A zone. A couple of tags this time. Ravens have made the read. Seany's got a couple of shots in again, but Simp just seems to be unkillable, chance. He's bloody unkillable! Look, 3 of them. They bring him down there.
I mean, they brought him down, but at the same time, well, his teammates should have been set up with a ton of information. Unfortunately, they don't win the gunfight. This is Ravens, well, turning up on defense, and, well, you just see how quick that setup gets made. One player, Afro, already pushed up past tools. Alexx responsible for the middle of the map, and you got a player in dark as well. Once again, FaZe forced in a spot where they got to fight themselves out of a spawn trap. And only 50 seconds on the clock for them to work with. And right now, Ravens not giving him much to work with at all. Alexx wins the gunfight. You shut him down on all fronts, and Simps got to wait for his teammates to spawn up and try it once again. But Ravens, the hold so far, very strong.
Strong wall for the Ravens, still going. Arcitys finds the tiniest of holes there with a kill onto Alexx. But is it going to be enough? As again, Seany, this top tank position. Oh, and Arcitys does find another one. The marksman getting it done. 10 and 15 overall. He's been somewhat quiet on the control, and there's less than 25 seconds remaining on the clock now, but it's going to be Arcitys making the charge now to stop it. 19.9. Seany's going to have to win the gunfight, and he does. That keeps the clock flowing. Meanwhile, though, aBeZy very, very close to the B zone now. Able to stop this one soon, but he doesn't want to do it too early. Oh, and Seany, once again, another big win from him. Final 10 seconds now on the Ravens. The defense may have just done its job, chance. What a beautiful round out of the Ravens. Big individual wins, and they will stay alive here on Garrison.
Yeah, biggest difference between this spawn trap and the one they had the opportunity in for round 1, they just had more lives to work with, right? First go around, I think when they got the actual spawn trap set up, they had maybe like 6 lives remaining. This time, 20-something, you are good to go. You can take your sweet time on the setup and, well, take care of business. Bad news is, though, now you switch back to the attack, and I think you're really just going to need a very strong opening break to have an opportunity to win this round. Seany turning up a little bit, though, in the last one. Couple key gunfights he's able to win. Finishes off on a 3 spree. Looking to curtail that into just a little bit more. See if he can make some magic happen.
Magician. Another one of Seany's many accolades. We'll see if he's got something up his sleeve here in the attacking round, and it would be something special again. The Ravens, we've yet to see them win an offensive round here in the matchup, and now force that final round. It's got to be something special. But again, indeed, Simp has managed to find himself a 2-piece, and Arcitys' pressure is mounting. The Ravens have got a nice attack here from this green alley. They seem to manage to get themselves through there. A lovely 2-man hit now, but Arcitys, oh boy, doing his very best Batman impersonation, but he will be taken care of. Simp now from mid-map. Oh boy, trying to deal the damage. In and out he goes. His counterpart aBeZy in the kill feed also. The Ravens slowly but surely making their way forward. Now you've got to worry about Simp in your spawn, literally punching you in the teeth. And Alexx, trip to the dentist for him. Oh no, and Afro's gone as well. Simp, absolutely disgusting work. 5 in a row, 19 and 12. Sweet child of mine.
Oh, and poor Seany, he's just stuck in lights. He's got nowhere to go, and he's looking for some sort of an opening, but Simp's still alive. Eventually gets the kill and admittedly gets shut down, but doesn't make a single bit of difference. Ravens yet to really cross that 50-yard line, but hey, Afro picks up 2 big kills. Maybe the opening the team is going to need. Looks for the trades. His teammates are there for it, and you get some pressure out towards B. Only down on 3 lives and 30 seconds on the clock is a fair bit of time to work with, especially as it looks like FaZe, they might just be chalking this one up. That is going to be the case, and Ravens have fought their way out of it. They have dealt with Simp, who went on a spree. Now they get a minute and a half to try to get to this A point and lock it down. Maybe 2 or 3 good pushes that they can work with. And right now, trying to work their way through mid.
Hope remains for the Ravens. 1 more zone's all they need. Life count still very manageable. Oh boy, Simp not manageable, however. Managed to land that big kill on Seany. Relieve some of the pressure. PaulEhx, though, still fighting desperately. Oh my word, for control. He manages to get 2 lives up there by the top green. That's incredible. And he's still good. Now into the zone he goes. Simp, though, once again, the absolute terror he is. Does get the kills. aBeZy gets the final player, and it is a wonderful, very calm defense from Atlanta FaZe. Still a chance, a minute on the clock. 10 lives left for the Ravens.
And Now that we get Cellium's POV, you get reminded of just the biggest problem Ravens are going to have. Well, you're going to have to deal with the double score streaks should you even find the clearance over towards A. But poor PaulEhx, he's getting hunted down once again, but he wins the gunfight. But the trades, of course, are in. Maybe a small opening to get to the point that you can't even win the gunfights, and that's a gunfight you simply have to win. Not because it's an easy one, but just because you got to burn these streaks, and Afro might be able to find two. And maybe this is the opening they need. Finally, a breath of fresh air as PaulEhx can get to the point and burns at least the cruise missile. A little bit of time to work with. You take care of one score streak, but again, I think the clock is the biggest issue. Down to 20, we go.
2v8, 1v8, the streaks from the very first round. PaulEhx, what have you got? He is fighting for it here. Here's the contest. Here come FaZe. They're going for the shot punch. They were going for the assassination, you know it. The FaZe special, it's a 3-1 on control, but it is another 3-0 in the series. The top of the board for a very good reason, as Atlanta FaZe once again assert their dominance here in the league. An outstanding showing, an incredible run from Simp. Now that spree was something to behold, but it is again what you expect. The squad of this caliber, they will take the series 3-0.
And I just can't think of a single moment throughout the entire series where, actually no, there was one round of S&D where they dropped the ball and let Afro get through Deli and make a big play. Outside of that, they pretty much played mistake-free, as clean as it gets. You know, there was moments where like London is just outplaying them, but those moments happen. But even still, you make the comeback in the hard point, you close out the search and destroy despite giving up the artillery, and then you just make sure you dominate on the garrison control. I mean, I gotta say, as far as sweeps go, not the worst one for the Ravens.
No.
Again, went toe-to-toe on at least the first two maps. Like, they look fantastic. And this is a team that, again, has made so many roster changes. This is like the longest that they have stuck with a roster. And I think potentially we've seen some improvements. Afro played out of his mind. Seany started to set things up a little bit in the control. I think the bad news is you just had to go against the best in the game. And, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. 3-0 victory in the hands of FaZe. As frankly, their stats even across the board. You got to imagine PaulEhx tried his hardest. 5,400 damage to his name, but not enough in the end.
That's the way the biscuit breaks, Chance, I think is the phrase you're looking for when it comes to speaking.
You are correct, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, sir. But what a map, indeed, for Atlanta FaZe. I mean, you have to hand it to them, mate. They really are the real deal. But again, not a bad display whatsoever from the Ravens going up against the best team in the league. It's never going to be pretty, and at times, that was not bad. Chiseled, if you will. But we'll see how they fare again. No, the run for the Ravens is not necessarily over just yet. Again, making it to champs is still the goal. Making it to that playoffs is the goal for all these teams. And again, we'll have an update on the journeys that those squads can make to get into that top 8 spot. But Chance, what 8 series, mate? Right off to a good start again for Atlanta FaZe. Are you surprised? Are you disappointed?
No, not surprised, not disappointed. It sort of went as expected. Our Ravens, honestly, I think turned up more than I would have thought. I'm just thinking about, like, it's been such a long break. I don't know if that series specifically was just incredibly fast or if it's just been because of the break, but that was a bloodbath of a series from start to finish. I mean, Ravens certainly kept the pace, but, you know, it's FaZe. It happens. You get 3-0'd sometimes.
It's FaZe. It happens. You get 3-0 sometimes. Could not be... I think we might have said that quite a lot this year, but let's have a look at now our scuff play of the game. It is good to be back, friends, and this one, I mean, I don't know who to give it to, dude. Like, whether it was Arcitys going on big runs, aBeZy staying alive literally forever. Actually, yeah, this could be it. How many slides? Watch the path this man took to stay not only in harm's way to get kills, but also get out of harm's way when anything didn't necessarily go his way. A masterclass of movement and skill and just exceptional teamwork all around for Atlanta FaZe. Beautiful stuff from them, and Arcitys' chance is just a titan, a true titan on the map.
In that entire play, by the way, aBeZy was only able to get out on a point because Cellium ends up setting him up for it. So again, it is just incredible teamwork through and through. And then obviously the pop-off potential for an individual is there. But this is the run FaZe is going to look forward to. And frankly, it is those final 2 matches, the run it back against OpTic where FaZe has had their number. But then the Subliners, potentially the kryptonite towards this FaZe team. One of the only teams in the league that can go toe-to-toe. And I think actually have a winning record at this point against them. So I can't wait to see Subliners versus FaZe. That is going to be a hell of a match to close out stage 5.
Here's the road to the major for the London Royal Ravens. They start this one with an L, but you know, if you're going on a big trip, friends, the first thing you want to do is make a mistake. Oh no, I forgot my keys. I can always return home, quickly grab them, and then get back to the airport and get back out there on that long road to the major. You don't want to be having those mistakes towards the end. LA Thieves up to that, Subliners, OpTic Chicago, and then of course Paris Legion to close this one out. Should be a lot of fun. But again, the final major, friends. It has begun. The road to it we are on. And now we're going to be talking to Simp. Lottie's got to have a word with one half of the Tiny Terrors in our upcoming Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. We'll see what Chris Lehrer has got to say about that 3-0 against the Ravens after this commercial break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me I have Simp from Atlanta FaZe. Simp, I gotta say man, nice opening match to start stage 5. It's good to see you guys back at it. Now, you and your team have been so damn dominant all season long, minus that one little bump back you had when Ultra won Major 2. Now, with that in mind, I gotta know what motivates you this time and how much does not wanting to peak too early at this point kind of motivate you and your team heading into this final stage?
I mean, overall, I think we all just want to be the best that we can be, and we just want to win everything. Even though we've won 3 out of the 4, we're still super hungry to win these next 2 tournaments. So we're gonna keep putting in the work and keep grinding, and hopefully we can keep winning.
Absolutely can, sir. Now, bear in mind, you know, what you guys are working on behind the scenes. What is your priority as a team for what you're working on currently before we get into champs?
I mean, I feel like I say this whenever I get interviewed and you ask me, but it's usually just our map pool, especially now that we have first seed guaranteed. I mean, it showed in the London series. We're just trying to get more maps into our pool, be more comfortable in matches, and just make sure we don't have as many loose ends as possible for champs. That's really the big goal right now.
It's hard to work on stuff when you're so good at it, right? But I guess the extended map pool is the big thing for you guys, the big ask. Now, obviously, we have a lot of competition in the league, and things kind of switched around a little bit the last major. Who's your biggest competition in the league right now, do you think?
I mean, until I see Dallas, you know, keep up what they were doing at LAN, which they could easily do, I think Toronto is still the biggest comp. But if Dallas keeps up their teamwork and how they were playing at the LAN, they'll probably be the team to beat.
Amazing stuff. Simp, you're a real one. I appreciate your time, man. Best of luck heading into the stage.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, there we have it. We've heard from Simp himself. Amazing stuff from Atlanta FaZe as per usual. I gotta say, London not too bad. Keeping up with them. A little bit of confidence heading into this stage for them, being able to keep up with the best of the best. Amazing stuff. And speaking of that, in fact, we do have another banger headed your way very shortly. Our next match is gonna be Legion versus OpTic, coming up after the break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armour your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in the Call of Duty League. The New York Subliners home series continues. The last match of the day, OpTic Chicago going up against Paris Legion. And Chance, we're running it back, baby. Give me a lowdown on the stats. Tell me a little bit about OpTic.
Well, it's the truest run back of the series in terms of maps we're going to be playing, but we'll get to that later. If you want to take a look at their overall KDs, kind of on point throughout the entire year. Major 2, definitely a little bit of a dip, at least in terms of the placing, but as much flack as this team has gotten, they've actually been fairly consistent across the year, like consistently top 4. And I think, honestly, the only way you could look at the year they've had, it's been a good one, just not a great one, right? This is a team that they are looking for the win, but I'm looking at this team and thinking about like all of the pieces that they have needed to put together, and I think they've shown off that they have the stuff. Like the last major in my mind, we've seen all 4 players with pop-off potential. Any game mode they've struggled in, they've been able to show improvements. I think they have the makings to be able to make a run throughout stage 5, but obviously it's got to start here.
Got to start here. Let's see if they can get the stage off to a wonderful beginning. Again, Paris Legion will be their opponents, but what team are we talking about? That's easy, friends. It's OpTic.
Mighty keeps it going normal.
Looking fantastic.
Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational.
really starting to run that score up.
Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic Gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
OpTic have been doing a wonderful job, Chance, as you said, in maintaining those sort of top 4 positions, but can they finally crack in the coveted 3s, 2s, or even that top spot for Dashy, Envoy, Formal, and Scump? The return to LAN was a lukewarm welcome, I think they received. I think a real kick up the pants for the players. Hopefully they've had a nice bit of a downtime, but certainly hope that they've got themselves in the lab, keeping things flowing, keeping the teamwork crisp, because again, it sort of seems like strength to strength at times, and then these couple of mistakes here or there against the top dogs really costs them. But Chance OpTic, it's a team that we all love to talk about. You know, everyone's got a bloody opinion, like elbows. We've almost all got one. What do you think, though, of them, mate?
Well, I think a ton of different opinions that I've heard are basically all indicating like the same kind of issue. Like if you want to call it pacing or not being on the same page, they play the game like incredibly well, as good as anyone else, like 90-something% of the time. They just have so many of those moments where they drop the ball. Like the stack on the Moscow round 11 against your Minnesota Røkkr. You have your P3 holds on Moscow where they just give up the back spawns and get flipped. They just have these moments here or there that if they can just clean those up, and again, if you want to call it a pacing thing, a communication issue, whatever it actually is for the team, they fix that. They are good to go immediately. Going to be fighting for the top spot.
Let's see if they can do it, though. One major bump in the road, of course, they have to deal with right now is their opponents. Again, hailing from across the pond. A brilliant content piece on the Twitter feed just went out talking about, scraps and the journey this squad's gone on. That squad, ladies and gentlemen, Paris Legion.
Wonderful start here from Paris Legion. Paris Legion just about pushed that player off the hard point.
Can they clutch up and go big?
Classic just being aggressive in the plane.
Temp just takes him to Pound Town. What a play from Temp.
Here comes Aqua from the top rope.
Oh, Paris Legion, get it done. A sexy new video to boot. Paris Legion, let's see how they've handled the downtime in between, of course, Major 4's finals and the start of Major 5. Scraps, Zaptius, Aqua, and Temp. Lovely to see the squad rolling, having a good time. We saw a couple of moments from them on LAN where things looked a little sweet, and again, the vibes have got to be at an all-time high. But it is tough, Chance. I mean, they have they've been dealt a pretty heavy hand, it has to be said, throughout the season. They've not been having the success they want, but a couple of sweet upsets here or there, you can never count Paris out of a series.
Not at all. And I think one of the interesting things about this team is just the fact that they're making improvements in their search and destroy gameplay. They were once at the bottom of the league, but hey, through stage 4, they threw up a 4-2 record overall, which was, well, the best search and destroy record of any team throughout stage 4. So they've made improvements in that game mode. I think if they can build upon that, there is quite a bit of potential. But for that second point, we've seen it consistently from this team. If they can find those big plays and really just have someone get score streaks. We've had series where Scraps is getting score streaks every single respawn. Temp has those moments at times as well. And I think that's what it is going to take. This has not been a team that has shown off like clinical teamwork through and through. At times they're capable, but overall it is just individual talent is what they need to rely on, in my mind at least, to put them over the edge. So hey, you find those big plays, make sure you take care of business and get the job done, and maybe Scraps can be that guy. On the flip side, though, we talked about, in my mind, the mistake-free thing needing to be the priority for this team, making the safe plays at times when you're going to need to. But obviously, if the big play is on board, hey, go for it. They have a ton of pop-off potential as well. But for the search and destroy, if Paris has been on the up and up in that game mode, you need to make sure that you come in with a strong game plan to take them down, because that is the only path in my mind for Paris to get a win, is if they do it through the searches, because in the respawn, Scump and Envoy has been running the show, been feasting in this matchup. OpTic 3-0 on the year against Paris, and obviously Scump and Envoy, two major factors why. Nice little KDs that are able to throw up against this team.
Well, we know what the keys are now. Let's have a look at the maps and modes. Garrison, start the party here, and we're going back to standoff for that second map, that search and destroy raid controlled Moscow hardpoint map number 4, and then we're going to a raid search and destroy should the COD gods deem it appropriate today on this Thursday, first day of the New York Subliners home series. Raid, Search, Destroy, Game 5. You love to see it. But there we go, pals. This is going to be a good one. Again, you talked about individual skill charts. That's what you'd be one of seeing out the Paris Legion players. The teamwork ain't bad. If the individual plays are there, this should be a sweet one. But again, a team like OpTic Chicago, dripping with individual skill, a talented roster indeed. It is truly going to come down to who's bringing their A game, and if that teamwork can really be the deciding factor between these two squads. We're almost ready to go, friends. This is going to be a fun one. Where the Green Walls out and about in force, and Paris Legion fans as well, getting into this first matchup. Hard point on Garrison. Let's get it.
And just to touch on the maps, by the way, again, when I said it was run it back, it is the exact same maps that they played in Stage 4 in the exact same order. So it is truly just a deja vu moment for both of these teams. And the Garrison, last time they played in Stage 4, it was a 250 to 240 victory for Chicago. But obviously a 10-point game. Paris, if you can make amends and start off just a little bit stronger, who knows how the series can play out after that. But certainly a map OpTic is going to be happy to play again for the game number 1. Garrison has been a true one for them.
Points up. First team in it is going to be the Paris Legion players. They will be the orange arrows on the minimap. Those of you watching from home, OpTic will be in the white. And trades out early. So both teams trying to exchange control of the map. And once again, we talked to those submachine gun plays. That's what you're going to be keeping an eye out for OpTic today. That's going to be Envoy and Scump playing that run and gun. On the other side of the board, though, we'll see what Temp and Aquadaptius can bring. And again, that flex roll up and about. But 30 seconds remaining in this first hardpoint chance. It's not been bad either way. Both teams exchanging kills. OpTic with a late resurgence. That next 25 could be theirs if they can keep Temp away. So far, OpTic with that map control. Nice start, has to be said. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
And already, I think you saw the idea from Paris, right? A couple players just trying to sneak their way through, but they just get mowed down on the way, and Envoy might steal the kill, but we all know in our hearts that Formal should be 5-0 right now, thinking about some score streaks, but more importantly, it might be null and void on that P1, but the rotation is there in Chicago, with or without the score streaks. We'll have the full setup that they want. You get Formal spawn right back up to make sure he can lock down those back spawns and make sure no one sneaks their way through, but OpTic right now staring down the barrel, trying to get that full 60.
Well, they're going to do what they can. Again, a decent hard point to do it on, but here comes the slow and steady approach now from Paris Legion. Dashy drops to Aqua. It's a nice 3 kills in a row, he's had. Oh, sorry, 2. Take it back. Scump will stop that one. The Temp now, he's going to be the next player trying to keep this player alive. OpTic may not get the full 60. Somebody just dipped off the point there for a very brief moment. That was Envoy, but they're still holding the setup. The 2 ARs inside bricks, making short work of these players as they come forward, but Zaptius finds the angle, finds the opening. Envoy once again, the submachine guns ring true, and OpTic once again in control of the hardpoint chance. P2 has been a very kind one to them.
Absolutely, a kind one indeed, and well, maybe Paris trying to make it kind for themselves on the rotation, but a player gets caught, so Scraps is going to spawn out. But maybe this is just going to turn into an opportunity for him to make a play on the flank, or the back spawns get given up. OpTic end up spawning here, and now Envoy, the player that can make the big play, takes down Aqua, who just slides into death in Temp. Well, he's in between everybody. I don't know how Dashy got there. I don't know what these spawns are. Not sure what's going on, but OpTic making the best of it for a moment, as it is just chaos here on P3.
What a stick from Temp. I'd be fuming. You know what? I bet Form is pretty cool as a cucumber. Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with OpTic Chicago.
You don't square, you don't square. Now you went back up. Every front. Come on, man.
Yo, back right time, I'm absolutely.
One could be new, one could be new.
Yeah, I'm absolutely here.
One rails is flat. Float.
Last guy back right.
Nice.
Back right. He's not shot.
At the head of Yuli, he's half health.
He's not shot.
Playing new, I'm
both yeah, I'm just trying to play
Blocking green.
Back plat hurt. One more time. Weak Yuli. He's
playing you.
I hit up front.
Yeah, they're hitting up front.
Watching you
from square.
Let's give plot late.
You're blocking green.
One you.
I need a green.
I'm laying down watching you cross.
This is a trophy now.
Yo, one's rails.
Rails in top plat. Rails
Two time.
Top plat.
Two time.
Yo, one's cat stairs.
Yeah,
Rails zap dead.
One is cat stairs.
Yeah, he killed me from flatbed.
He's low green. Jumped up.
Flatbed, I think 2 at a time.
Yo, Kenny box.
Fine out. Kenny box.
Cat stairs.
Nice,
top plat. Halloween.
Bottom mid, down dead.
Back crash me. Back crash me and back dead.
Yo, top plat out dead.
Back crash me.
Back
crash dead.
Keep holding green.
I'm holding.
I'm plat right now.
I bet.
You.
Back plat, absolute zap.
Nothing new.
Come back, man.
Helping floating
Let's
cross.
spawn green. Scraps.
Go trash.
Could be on you, could be on you.
Yeah, I have green.
Oh, he's lights.
I got time.
Lights, Yuli.
Yo, he's mid tanks. What's mid tanks?
Looking lights.
Yo, in bricks to me.
Yo,
in bricks.
one's tools. He's
Yo,
spawned out.
Okay,
One's
bricks. I'm holding plat for a second. 2 bricks to me.
Nice.
I got one.
Nice.
I got time. Front.
Nice, good job.
I'm playing alley. Could be in bricks. He could be in bricks.
Yo, what's back bricks?
Back mid zap, dead.
Back bricks. Could be bricks.
I'm blocking.
Yeah, block.
Bricks.
I'm going to help the square. I'm helping your square, Matt.
Holy alley. Yeah, Bricks is open. Bricks
Keep
is open.
blocking,
Yeah,
keep blocking.
I'm blocking. We're good.
I'm 1 on streaks, guys. I'm 1 on streaks.
Back
2
bricks
back
right
bricks.
now?
2 back bricks.
Back
Yeah, I have help.
Open here.
Grant's typical OpTic, slowly but surely walking away with this one. We're seeing Legion slowly but surely being drowned under that pressure coming out of OpTic.
I mean, drowned indeed, and Formal able to secure the streaks. You got Formal 18-7 and Scump not too far behind T2P. Certainly putting on a show right now, but again, this is just clinical, easy work right now for OpTic, as casual as they need to be. Nearly 100-point lead. PaulEhx has basically had no life, and anytime they find a couple kills, seems like there's always a response, but maybe this will be the setup that they want to have, right? Give your way over towards P1, or lose the gunfight, fall, and have Temp in a dicey situation as he's trying to keep these OpTic players at bay.
Trying to keep them back, and they've done that for the time being. Back over to the first hard point in our second set now, and it's going to be Zaptius, so he gets his toes in there first. And already starting to feel the pressure. OpTic on the push forward. Nice shots either way. It's Dashy. Oh, he's up next, and Zap finds a 2-piece. That was a delightful hold. Good kills coming through. OpTic on the spawn, though, on that left-hand side of the minimap. That's where they want to be again, going in a second. But Zaptius still drawing a zigzag across the map as he now starts to dance his way into the kill feed again. It's 3 in a row, and Formal trying to stop that one. Again, lying prone there, looking to slow the pace now. But is it going to be enough? Toe-to-toe with Zaptius. And 1/2 for T2P. Piper gets it done. Ends the spree. You still have a good hard point hold from Paris Legion chance, but looking towards second. OpTic had a great hold in the first. They should be able to do it again.
And they're going to need to do it again, by the way. They just had a super passive setup, basically just waiting for the players to walk into the line of sight. They gave up. Well, that was 56. That was a full 60 on P1 of all hills. They had no aggression, no sense of urgency, and now it's turning to PaulEhx potentially flipping these spawns. And it looks like Aqua trying to make that happen, taking care of the trophies. Now they just need to take care of Formal, the last man to the point, and they get the job done. That is a 100-point lead that just evaporates before OpTic's eyes, as now they are the team that needs to try to break into P2.
And Envoy will be the player to make it in through the rear. Can he keep it going, though? The streaks from Formal now being invested to just get those Parisian players off the point. Zaptius and Scraps in on safe. Should be good to go here. No, he lands both. Formal with the cruise missile. Manages to tag both players. The spawn's now at the back, and you should be able to see that for Envoy. How long, though, can OpTic hold the point for? As the push still coming forward, and Formal finds 2 more kills somehow. He's on an absolute spree. 4 now in a row. It's 24-10 overall. Matthew Piper has come to play today, the start of stage 5.
And he is actually looking like a turd with this movement right now as well. Just head on a swivel, looking back and forth. But now he has actually put himself in a very interesting spot. He is trusting his teammates to try to block those spawns. And, well, he may fall, but he can just spawn up right back on top of the hill. PaulEhx have cleared out all of what they need to just to get to the front of the hill. But these are not easy gunfights to win. And Scump plays the angle. The nade is going to be there for the trades. And, well, you get OpTic out of the point. The opportunity for PaulEhx is here.
Here it comes. Zaptius first in. Trying to slow the push now of the players from OpTic with that close spawn. And Dashy lines them up. Almost knocks down all 3. But Scraps is going to be there just to keep that pressure alive for Paris. Scump now to that front line. Eyes on those players making their way in through dark. Scump can take 1. Can't get both those. Zaptius, still gunning. He gets the submachine gun duo of OpTic. And now it's on to Dashy. He's got to go forward now alone. And the tags are there. The shots are in. But the teamwork prevails from Paris Legion. And chance this point, there is no clear-cut owner. But both teams, they have given a pound of flesh just for a few measly seconds there on third.
I mean, that is certainly the hill where chaos just ensues, but as it stands right now, OpTic still in that 50-point lead margin. PaulEhx fighting from the back foot, and, well, that is not the best place to be. That's going to be a 3-man wipe, and, well, Scraps might be the next man up inside of Green Alley, but he's got to wait for his teammates. Is OpTic, they have the full hold. You get a ton of ARs down the line, top cat, top green. Making sure Scump is sitting pretty inside the hill, and even if you try to get towards him, he's got the gun for the fight. Takes down 2, and that is a clean. 4 down for OpTic. The hold on this P4 hill, too strong as the lead has gotten too high and about to the margin where I'm thinking OpTic, they have done the job, done the hard work It's looking like they should be good to go, potentially, to close out this game number 1.
Ain't over yet. They can't win it here on this point. We do have to see another. Zaptius, though, he's still trying to make what he can here. 30 points now for the win for OpTic as the hard point still ticks in their favor. Temp, though, slides in, drives the dagger, gets himself a second on a Scump there. So now, Farah still playing for map control. It is going to be Formal, who once again is having a sensational hardpoint map so far. Temp is on the prowl, looking for those next set of kills as they adjust to his left. It's Formal. Can he stop him? He will indeed. There's the kill. You've got map control now going the way of Paris. Scraps has got to do something special here. Oh, boys, swing and a miss. Dashy wins the gunfight up close. Temp's on a 5 spree. You still have a bit of map control going the way of Paris. No hard point yet, though, Chance. They are still dicing around this one.
And again, we talked about these moments, man. If you're going to have an opportunity to get the streaks, you better make sure you execute, but Dashy picks up 2. Just ripping through with the gunfights, and well, that's turned into a 5 spree at Dashy on his own. He doesn't need the streaks, though, because he is the streak. That's number 6, as he is shooting rockets for the moment. Just keeping Paris outside of this hill, and well, it's pretty much just make sure you don't go 4 down for OpTic, and they should be good to go. Number 7 in a row for Brucey. As Formal with the artillery, just making sure you put the stamp on the game. Paris stuck in their spawn. Nowhere to even rotate to, as P1 surely going to be locked up by Chicago.
Oh, it's not over just yet. Here comes the last minute push. The bit of a pinch from Paris Legion. The kill feed all theirs. Can they get towards the point? Again, 9 points for the win for OpTic. Here we go. It's going to be on Temp. No, the dagger from behind. Scraps, though, is onto the point just to slow this down. But is it delaying the inevitable? That's the question. As Paris Legion, we say it every time. But from here on out, it has to be perfect. Scraps, in and out of the point they go. And OpTic, whether they make the break here and get those few seconds or they're set up for the next one, they are in a delightful spot. Scump, 30 and 19. 30 and 18 for Formal as T2P have come to play. And it's merely a contest between the two right now. Who can get the most kills? We'll see as the kills keep flowing. But Paris, they've managed to keep him off it for a little bit of time. Chance, there's the break. Oh boy, Envoy, you better stay alive for a long time. And here comes back and forth. 5 seconds for the win for OpTic. Can they get it done? I'm sure the answer is yes. But Paris, they're making him sweat for it, Chance. They're seriously making him sweat.
I mean, right now, OpTic are basically just being heavily reliant on the fact that they have score streaks to break this hill, but I mean, they just basically decided they didn't want to rotate to P1 to begin with, and well, for the moment, potentially getting punished, but there you go. 3 wipe right there. The artillery gets called in 5 seconds, all they need. Flood to the point, and you'll be good to go. Scraps, unless he world stars the entire team, can't get the job done, and OpTic eventually seal the deal and get that map 1 win on Garrison to kick off their stage 5.
Well, you said it. They were relying very heavily on the streaks usage there, and Formal, he pulls the trigger and Manny lands the shot. There you go. Brilliant work out of OpTic to start the series off here in our final match of the day, the first day of the New York Subliners home series, and OpTic looking fine so far. Paris, I mean, it was a nice bit of a resurgence, but not quite enough, as the early groundwork laid by the OpTic members there was so good, and T2P, Scump and Formal, absolute demons on the map there in map 1.
And honestly, it was Formal with a couple moments where he just goes a little bit crazy. I think for Scump, it was just consistency throughout the entirety of the game. And even Dashy, who maybe started off a little bit slow, still has that moment where he just secures that best play. And well, that's what he brings to the table. OpTic Chicago undefeated against Paris in the hard points. And again, they have just been clinical in this matchup. I do not think Chicago right now is going to be feeling too much pressure.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure. Again, we saw the stat there, 6-0 versus Paris in hard points, and so far so good. And again, Search and Destroy, man, it's been great for them. But a quick look at the stats. Once again, you've got to show the love. Both T2P, 32 and 20 for Formal, 31-22 for Scump. Great work out of them, huge production, and definitely a key component to the great success they had there on Garrison. 185 was the only score that Paris Legion could muster. We'll see if they got a better chance coming up in the Search and Destroy. But Chance, here we go, baby. The makings of what could be a very, very fun series indeed. We'll see if who can pull away the victory in the Search and Destroy after this quick commercial break, friends. We'll be right back.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Get insurance savings and discounts from USAA, the official insurance partner of the Call of Duty League.
We made USAA insurance for renters who make the most of their space and money. That's why we make it easy to cover the stuff you love for as little as 33 cents a day. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
What's that? Yes, it's correct. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League, and some of you have, I think the more astute viewers have noticed that Chance and I are wearing the same shirt. That's right, it's the New York Subliners X Game Fuel, I suppose it's the home series shirt. We've got some goodies on here. I mean, we'll take a good picture and put it up on socials later, but there he is. It's my boy Kieran. It's my boy Minnie McNutt saying, wait a minute, Mubs and Chance are matching. How have I only just noticed? You're adorable. Yes, we are adorable. But it's only because we actually changed after the first 2 maps, mate? Was it? I think it was the first 2.
Well, yeah, we were trying to like coordinate the old outfits because, you know, we're grown men and this is what we do for fun. I suppose quarantine's getting to me, but I was wearing this shirt and you were describing to me and I was like, no, I don't have that one. And then I changed it because I didn't think I had it. I'm an idiot. This is all I've learned today, but that's okay because I think we could talk about Dashy or anything other than our outfits.
Anything other than these outfits. Chance loves dressing up for the camera, friends. Let's talk about Dashy though, because let's face it, everybody loves a bit of Bruce. He's also adorable. We love some Dashy here in the Call of Duty League, and clearly so do the stats. I mean, today alone, 26 and 26. That's a 1.00 for those of you counting at home, but this stage alone, man, I mean, this season, Dashy has been a big numbers guy. Take a peek at that. I mean, don't look at the Search and Destroy, those of you who are a big fan, but for everything else, there's Dashy.
I mean, 16th ain't bad. Like a 1.08, that is perfectly respectable. Search and Destroy. It's like you give him a sniper, that is going to spike immediately towards the top 2, but he is just one of those players, everybody knows it, unbridled potential, just godlike skill that he has at his disposal. It's just about coordinating it with the team, making sure the pace is the same, making sure you're not making mistakes, and then, well, you potentially have yourselves one of the best players in the world. But as it stands, taking a look at that quick scope, well, OpTic across the board have had the better of Paris in the head-to-head matchup in the series, and of course, overall, they've been a better team on the year. Decent little records across the board for OpTic. Not too bad at all.
Not bad at all. That quick scope, again, brought to you by Scump and for Paris. A little bit more to be desired there, but current form, we will see. Everyone's coming in hot off of that LAN, the Major 4. And of course, we're going back to LAN for the Major 5 finals as well. And again, for champs, get your tickets, boys and girls. Can't wait to see all your smiling faces in an arena. Los Angeles, California. Can't wait. But here we go. Standoff Search and Destroy is on its way. Game loading up now. The players getting ready to dive into this one. Again, we saw a very exciting Standoff Search and Destroy. Atlanta FaZe versus London, full of thrills and chills and all sorts of sweet streaks from both sides. Will we be treated to the same affair here today? Well, let's find out. Chance, map number 2. Here we go. Standoff Search and Destroy. Let's get it.
And for that one loss on this map for the side of Paris, it was actually against Chicago. Again, this series, it is the exact same maps we saw the last time around. Last time Chicago took them down, beat them 6-2 fairly handedly. And again, that was throughout stage 4 where Paris was looking like not the best Search and Destroy team in the game, but the best Search and Destroy that they have played all year long. So Paris started to kick it up, but even still, OpTic was able to take them down. Formal trying to figure out what gun, what class, or if he just wants to hang out with Scump. Who's taking the bomb? It's a long debate. Took him 11 seconds. And he gets gifted to Formal as his controller's broken. Yeah, there you go. End the game. I don't know what was going on, but that was fishy.
I mean, who knows? It could have been one of those weird strats where, you know, this is a fast restart, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what's going on there, but clearly nothing too super serious. No, what have I done? No, come on, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. But more than anything, I think it could have been one of those weird strats where, you know, like you sit and spawn for a minute, you're like, okay, 3, 2, 1, all right, let's get it. It'd be a weird one. You never know. Keep an eye out for champs, friends. All those dirty tricks. There is a book somewhere. I think it says belongs to Clayster. I'm pretty sure that book is just full of the dirtiest, naughtiest tricks here in the Call of Duty world. And at champs, open sesame. Can't wait to see what happens there again. All those fun things that always come out at the end of the year. But for now, eyes on the game, pals. We should be restarting very quickly. Again, apologies. We think something happened. Formal not moving there at the start of that. But Chance, what do you think, mate? Are we feeling strong? Are we feeling comfortable for OpTic's chances here? Again, just going back like recency bias, the Search and Destroy, it was a lot of fun at the Major.
I mean, yeah, I'm feeling strong for OpTic in this one. Again, if you beat him 6-2 last time, if you just teed off on them in the first hard point, again, they're not going to be lacking any confidence in this matchup. They should be good to go. I think they probably just had a long debate on who's supposed to take bomb, and whoever's job it was for him was like, I'm not doing that. That's not me. We can end the game before we get back to it, but should be good to go. It's a Black Ops 2 map. This is where Scump has been running the show. And I think it's a map where the only time OpTic, I think, haven't had success on standoff is when they've stagnated. Anytime throughout the year where they've just stayed active on the map, had someone trying to be the playmaker, not just turtling up in your spawn, they have had quite a bit of success. I think really on a map like standoff, their fate is just, it's in their own hands.
We'll see if they can run with it. But again, for Paris Legion, an opportunity to steal a map back from them. Hardpoint has not been too kind in the sort of history of these two teams matching up against one another, but we'll see if they can bring the goods here on standoff. Still, standoff relatively young, I suppose, in the 2021 season, life. So I suppose there's still an opportunity to catch some players out, catch some special moments again. Not to give too much away, of course, with that coveted playoffs coming up for a lot of these players, but we'll see, mate. We'll see. This could be a sweet opportunity for Paris Legion to steal something away, but still, got a ways to go. But as we load back into the map, search and destroy on standoff. Here we go, chance. Map number 2 between Paris Legion and OpTic Chicago.
Scump takes bomb. I think that's what it was. Scump didn't want to take it in the first round for him. He's like, I'm not doing that either. We're just going to hang out. Have the old Mexican standoff on standoff of all maps. But Zapti is very quick to pounce for the first blood that Envoy is ready for. Formal with a call out, probably there to help him out just a little bit. Shout out to the observers for feeding me that information. I appreciate you.
That's our guys right there. The watchers, they see all. Quick plant from Scump, who does have them on. Quick plant gets it down. Now here comes the counter-attack. One man down as Paris Legion. It's a 4v3. Not an easy place to be. You see those submachine guns lined up over towards A. They are in prime position. Scump and Envoy. Look at those left sticks wiggling. Shoulders being thrown. They are jiggling all over the A-bomb site with good reason. Scraps in and out. Oh boy, almost taken care of there. Formal's going to take care of Temp on the other side of the map. They're going to make one side wide open, and there's the shots exchanged. But the clock is ticking. 15 seconds. Scraps, last player left alive. It is a 1v4. Now it is over. OpTic, they get the round started with a bomb plant, and they hold the line. Nice stuff out of them.
And the biggest part of that really just comes down to the first blood that opens things up, because Paris didn't put a ton of pressure on defense over towards that ace site. And well, Formal, the player of the round, not only gets the best play with the 2 kills, but again, I'm pretty sure he fed Envoy that information of, hey, Zaptius is coming through L. You gotta be ready for it as Formal. No fear in his heart at all. And with shots like that, you can only imagine why. Nice and crispy, kicking things off with 3 kills to his name.
Crispy, don't get me talking about food once again here on standoff. A delicious opener there for OpTic. Again, 3 kills for Formal. If you can find any more. Quite an aggressive play now. We got the bomb in the hands of Paris Legion. It's going to be Temp. Scraps has made his way through bottom brown. There's players all over the place. You can hear a lot. His audio cues are all over the place. He can hear Dashy, and now he can see Dashy. And Dashy takes clean care of him. Submachine gun in hand as well. Formal on the slow and steady approach does win the gunfight against Zaptius at that range. 4-0 with a Krig. Lovely work out of Formal, and now 4v2. OpTic once again in the driver's seat chance, and how wrong could it go?
I would assume not very wrong. Again, the only problems OpTic have really had on this map that I can remember at least is when they just stagnate and don't make plays. What do they do at the start of this round? Send 3 towards Brown. Just dominate the middle of the map. Get that control straight away. And Dashy pulling out the AK-74U to make it happen. And Envoy might get the best play, but again, that is just a strat. Taking one out of the page. OpTic showing off a little bit something new, something spicy on defense. And again, the more looks you can show the other team, the better. OpTic up 2-0. 2 clean rounds that they've had.
Super clean here on standoff. I'm feeling very musical today, I must admit. We've been singing quite a lot in the green room, but the only green room we care about now is the room where OpTic spawns as they make their way forward. It's a bit of an alley pressure. Okay, we're seeing 3 of them make the run. Zaptius, will he hear these players? You'll see him soon. No discipline on the trigger, doesn't matter. Aqua's there for the pinch. Nice 2 kills to start this round off. Scump left alone in the back alleyway, and he's in the wrong part of town. Here comes Paris. The 4v2, the first time we've seen them have any kind of advantage here in the game, and how long? Whoa! The old Paris two-man jump tag challenge, it was glorious. Legion, they get on the board with style.
And like we just watched FaZe play this maps where like if they get dealt a weird situation, they just make the perfect reads. I think it's wonderful. And I love the fact that we've watched OpTic in a couple rounds like go out of their way to play together on the map to make some sort of plays. Unfortunately though, Spidey sense is not really tingling. Like they thought for a moment, oh, the flank is just left completely wide out in the open. Let's just cross, and well, someone is watching it through an off angle in Delhi. And again, Spidey senses aren't there. You give away a couple free kills, and that is a strat that they just get punished. But I like the idea. I hope OpTic keeps that sort of a play style up and continues as, well, this time they don't dominate Brown off defense, but they have A control. Envoy and Scump, SMG duo, working together. And Paris, maybe don't want anything to do with that. Might go for a full wrap, potentially all the way across the map. It's a bold strat. We'll see how it works out for him.
Oh, will Paris look down and check the bushes? No, Dashy, howdy doody. Managed to get one. A little too greedy, though, before the play nails. They charge into the other players, and very patient Aqua will find himself an Envoy, trying to get involved. And now it's the 3v2. And once again, Paris with the life lead. Paris with the advantage. Scump and Formal, T2P. Up against the three members of Paris Legion now chancing. Slow and steady stutter step from Formal to silently traverse the backside of the map and hopefully get himself in on an opportunity to maybe kill Scraps. And here we go. Bomb being planted. OpTic on retake.
Oh, and Scraps just makes the read, eventually comes through. I thought the timing might have gone Formal's way, but Scraps makes the read, and now Scump in this 1 versus 3. Too many things to clear out, and the first thing he checks, he just ends up getting killed. And that is just a round for OpTic where, I mean, you do the right things. Dashy finds the first blood, he gets the information, and all of that just turned out to be a bait, just waiting to catch Envoy off guard, as soon as he tries to make a play, just gets shot in the back. Paris Legion just setting the trap, waiting for OpTic to fall underneath, and well, 2 rounds in a row that they were able to get. And that is 2 rounds where if OpTic, I mean, I just don't want them to have the mentality if we try to make plays and we get punished for it, keep that playmaking up, and well, they're doing so. 4 players in top round. Scraps made 1 shot immediately.
He was like, there are 3 more top round, 3 of them. Immediately gets face to the mud, and he's still alive for now, but he's been tagged again. Scraps is in a bit of trouble. But again, this spot, you can keep those players off of the B bomb site, that's great, but there's Envoy and more damage. Scraps is taking hit after hit. He will not go down. With the slow and steady push through the back. Scump's got the backside of Delhi covered chance, and it's a 4-man hold through mid. This is a sweet setup now for OpTic. And Paris, here they come, 1 by 1. Scump's up first, takes care of 1. Here comes Temp. Scump, the eyes on, the flash is there, takes care of the second, and Scump now looking to find a few more. No, Temp's going to get the kill. Formal finds 1 more. Temp's the last player up, and Envoy is going to knock him down. OpTic with a decisive round on offense just to take the lead.
And I think Scump is on a very short list of players that if I see him inside of Delhi and he's not tagged up 1 shot, nothing like that, I'm just expecting him to get these kills. His wheelhouse of a situation he would love to be in, and he delivers with 2 of his own. And I think more importantly, again, OpTic playing together as a team, doing something on the map and making some sort of play. Couple strats that they have pulled out of the book, mixing things up and potentially making themselves a very difficult team to read. Paris, though, in a couple of the mixy situations have been able to come out on top, and this time looking for that top Brown control, and they got to stay on their toes because OpTic, they've bullied out Brown before, and I think they're concerned about the pressure. That's why Temp, you can see, hanging around down low, Scraps hanging around up top, trying to get the information on exactly where all of these players for OpTic are.
Oh, information wins wars. So there's a sweet Krig shot at this point in time, and sweet shots indeed. Finger licking good. Scump, though, will manage to try to level the playing field right now as Temp, he will drop. 2v3, Dashy and Scump versus Scraps, Zaptius and Aqua. The bomb goes down for Paris Legion, now planted. Scraps, oh baby, he could be eating good here tonight. Scump's last player for life, not a chance. Paris Legion, they level the playing field up 1 round at a time. And with that, 3-3, mate, what a great round from Aqua.
Hey, what a great just shot, just in general, right? Just sniffs out the first player, but then just gives the beams to Formal. Turning the tides. Formal certainly had his number in map number 1, but Chris Shot's there potentially for that opening. As creative as OpTic has been, Paris, certainly a couple of these rounds just start to find these kills, and some of them seemingly just falling into their lap, but tied up 3-3 we go. OpTic who have shown off a couple different looks, maybe back to somewhat of the standard, what we saw in round number 1, Formal up top, bit of a map spread, and back to the information we go as Dashy delivers for the first blood, takes down Scraps.
Yeah, not running a 74U this round, so he's going to open things up aggressively with a nice old Krig kill. He's got that mid-map covered. Zaptius, he's going to creep forward. Potential to get a kill here, potential to get a trade or two, but Dashy once again, oh baby, nearly got the third out of all that. Zaptius finally holds it down. Scump though at range, what a shot. Take care of Zaptius on the flank. Envoy gets it done. Another good round for OpTic, but as time has told us, maybe 4-3 now, but the next round, Paris will see what they bring. These defensive rounds have been a lot of fun to watch.
Just great timing on the flank from Envoy as well, as soon as they get fed that information. But obviously for Dashy, just to connect with the first blood and open things up, the difference maker for OpTic. Paris now in a situation forced to respond on the offensive round. And they've shown a couple creative looks as well. Keep in mind, right, a couple big rotations, working the back alley at times. Ooh. Making sure they secure back Brown as Zaptius gets the hit marker of time. I don't know exactly how many he's going to know that they are there, but Temp utilizing that information, he is quick to get that deli control, and Zaptius, no time wasted, going to get that bomb planted, and first blood goes their way. What a play call coming out of the Legion.
Great counter from Legion. Now they've got the bomb down and the man advantage. What will Formal do? As Envoy manages to level up the playing field, and the least in the life count. Here comes Formal. He and Dashy about to break through, but it's going to be on Temp. There's the first slip slide through. Temp manages only to get one. Dashy with the Diamatti in hand. And it's a bit of back and forth now, as it is a 2v2. Onto the bomb site we go. Paris Legion have opted to defend from the back, and this could cost them. Envoy is out and about. He and Dashy on the hunt. There is now 15 seconds remaining, and Scraps has timed it perfectly. Last player of the live Dashy. He's cut to pieces, and it is another offensive round win as Paris tie things up. Mate, you couldn't write this if you tried.
And it was a great rotation, like towards the end after like the post-plant positioning, but really just that call. As soon as he gets that hit marker back alley, Temp just makes the read. He just bolts, gets that deli control. You go and get that bomb down. And if you wait just another second to make that call, I think it was Scump that comes running on through. He would have found those kills. But the timing too clean. Paris with a nice strat call is OpTic again as a 4-man squad. Taking over top round control and Scraps. He's been here before. Gets made one shot again, but this time Paris, 2 players potentially able to get through gas station, and the stick is in. Zaptius gets the first blood.
What a throw. Gets just the very tip of Scump, and he's a magnet. He is a bloody stick magnet. Mack will get the second on the Formal there and take care of that one. So that is going to be a 3v2 now. Paris Legion in the command of the map for the time being, but Envoy is going to try to plant bomb. No, actually, no. Maybe going for the kills. You know Scraps is isolated there, but oh, baby, did he make a mistake there? Paris Legion, they break the cycle. They win a defensive round, and now it's map point.
And I would be willing to bet that if you just like magically like flip the switch and took Semtexes out of this game, Scump's KD guaranteed to go up like 0.03, 0.04. There'd just be just a little bump, you know, because Semtexes just find a way to meet the king. But either way, Paris, you called it out correctly, broke the stride, got that defensive round win, and now back on the attack they go. Paris has had a couple bold calls as well. Made moves over towards B, shown off a couple looks over towards A, and Zaptius again, the stun not going to feed him all the information this time, doesn't find anything, but where the lack of information comes in just means you're going to be taking it slow for the next minute 15. As they are just looking for one of these first bloods.
And again, OpTic playing this very slowly. They know full well that these offensive rounds have been going the way of the attacking teams. Now it is truly a standoff. OpTic getting a bit jittery though. Chance feels like again they're just moving around a little bit more. That 3-man stack over towards A. Only one watching the flank over towards B side. And it is a slow and steady crawl through mid-map. Temp with one angle covered. Back with the eyes on deli. Formal waiting very, very patiently. Who will crack first? Oh, here's the shots. This could be the move in towards the B site. And that's it. Less than 30 on the clock. The bomb will be planted. Formal and Dashy now springing to life. Here comes the charge. Aqua may be able to catch these players out, but oh no! Formal just walked right through Min, found one. Formal can't get the second, but the damage has been dealt. Here comes Dashy. Top spot from Scraps. Can he get the kills now? Slow these attacking players, trying to get them off the bomb. Temp lying in wait. Dashy, will he walk into it? Yes, he will. 2v2. And it could all come down to Envoy. Oh boy, Scraps is there. The trade comes through. But it's the King who lands the shot. The second player up was Temp, and Scump nails it. Oh baby, we have got ourselves a round 11. The cycle continues to be broken. All bets are off, friends. What a round.
Best play indeed. And Scump the bailout, by the way, because they got tunnel vision on Temp in that moment. Forgot about where that extra player could be, but hey, he made the big play just to force the round 11, take some of that momentum and try to make good use of it. On the flip side for Paris, I mean, he took a round where Aqua gets first blood and he made things spicy, but offense goes to OpTic to an opportunity. I mean, what are they even going to decide to do? I would imagine if I was in OpTic shoes, probably just going back to his standard, spread the map, look for some information. And it seems like that might be the case. Stuns coming through on both sides. It looks like it's going to be Formal's job potentially to watch the flank, scratch that, maybe Envoy's. There's no information really from either side. Back to that 50-50. A couple shots coming through, but it'll be quite some time before the first blood comes in. OpTic, they're going to be forced to make the play.
Yeah, it's slow and steady. Clock's still ticking. Less than a minute now to work with. We saw Paris Legion do a very, very similar thing in the last round where they managed to get themselves forward. All 4 players up on the B bomb site. Back and forth we go. Oh, the trades are immediate and they're on point. Here comes Dashy looking to find himself a second of the round. Scraps to the backline. Temp's holding the square down, and again, the pressure towards A now mounting. There'll be a battle in the back alley that will take place in a moment, but for now, the important fight may well be the one at the front. But Formal, oh my word, has he been gifted the timing here? There's less than 30 seconds to play with. And Formal, oh my goodness, he does get Aqua. That's going to be massive. 3v2, a flank now wide open. Scump slips forward, gets the bomb down onto B, but here comes Temp, looking for the retribution for the previous round, gets it. 1v2 situation now. Can he find something tremendous? The answer is no, as OpTic will prevail. 2 rounds in a row, the first time we saw it in the match, and oh boy, they clutch up in that round 11.
Oh, the bailout from Scump to let him show off the ice in the round 11. What a flank by Formal. I mean, just gets gifted on the timing from the player coming out of back deli and makes the use out of it. Turns into best play, and frankly for Scump, after he gets that bomb down, you get the perfect setup. You get 1 player over towards Grandma's, 1 player over back market. You get the pinch of all time, and maybe some credit to Paris where credit is due. They certainly fought back in that game. Couple round wins where they were just able to pull off something spicy. Whether or not it was the clean shots from Aqua or the play calls from Zappius and Temp, but in the end, you give Scump the 2-piece and that momentum going in the round 11. OpTic, they just take full advantage of it.
They truly, truly do. Quick look at the stats. Again, nothing wild or outstanding from, frankly, anyone. It was a very, very closely contested and, frankly, brilliant standoff, search and destroy from both teams. But in the end, OpTic with the ice, with that true composure in that final round. And not only that, but that round 10 as well. We saw Scump get that 2-piece, a little bit of that coming in our US Army tactical play in just a moment. But wow, what a fun series so far. The first hard point, a little bit said open and done, kind of closed case. We didn't really worry about that one. But the search chance, lot of fun to be had there. I gave you a bit of a teaser there, friends, and here we go. Let's have a quick look at our US Army tactical play. It will be round 10. Again, the focus of this one, Scump's 2-piece, keeping OpTic not only in the map, but giving him a second shot there, which they took with aplomb. Brilliant stuff out of them.
In a very strange way, the round ends up developing, right? Because like instead of playing as a team, they sort of like all go off and do their own thing, which if you pinch, it's great and it works out. But Dashy ends up solo challenging Temp and like he reads the corner, but he just has the pistol. So Temp wins the gunfight. Then the tunnel vision comes through. You're not taking the time to check your corners because you're looking for Temp, but it turns into Scump. Just the COD instincts knowing that challenge is going to come through. the gun skill on point towards the end, but a spicy round. So many of these rounds, it seems like the primary idea from OpTic is great, but the secondary portion can get a little bit weird, but hey, take care of business, get that round 11 dub and go up 2-0 in the series. OpTic Chicago, full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. Well, that won't be the case for us. We're going to take a very quick break while these players get themselves geared up for Control on Raid. Coming up after this quick commercial break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
What's going on, guys? It's Simp, player for the Paris Legion. Welcome to Call of Duty League Loadout Guides powered by Scuff. And today I'm going to show you the best AK-74U class. We're going to use a muzzle, Spetsnaz compensator. It just makes it to where you can beam cross map, like no recoil at all long range. Barrel, 9.3 extended, it's the first one. Extra bullet velocity. Under barrel, we use foregrip. You get good strafe and it helps with recoil. GRU elastic wrap. You can drop shot, aim in quicker. Stock, the last one, KGB skeletal stock. Aim in faster off sprint and you strafe faster. Alright guys, so that's the best AK-74U class. Thanks to Scuff for powering this episode. Let us know in the comments below how you like the class. Appreciate y'all.
Wise words out of Tem there. We'll see him bring that AK-74U class to life in this upcoming Raid Control. For Paris Legion, it is their last chance, do or die here in the series, as what could be another very fast day of CDL action. A quick look at the Control KDs this season already, Chancellor. Look, it ain't awful, it ain't great, but it is something for Paris Legion, as they've certainly got their work cut out for them against OpTic coming up on Raid.
I mean, certainly respectable, at least in the KD department. I think their overall record not quite as clean. 2-4 throughout stage 4, subpar certainly, but not the worst thing. Certainly they have an opportunity to work with, but to the Raid Control we go. And if I remember correctly, I didn't have time to write it down because I was a little bit too slow on the hand, but last time they played, I'm pretty sure this was the map where Paris Legion actually took OpTic down. So the run it back is true. OpTic looking to make amends, and Paris Legion looking for an opportunity to start turning the tides of the series potentially to go their way. A reverse sweep on their mind, but certainly a long way to go. But get the dirt off your shoulder, get geared up, listen to some Jay-Z, and get ready to go to map 3. We are here.
We are here indeed. I got no good Jay-Z jokes for you, brother. That is completely out of my wheelhouse, but yeah.
How many problems do you have?
Loads. Like 100.
no
like
specific number you don't want to put.
100.
There we go. That's fine.
About 100. Maybe 90. I don't know. That's a lot. I haven't got the time to go through that now. Gotta get into map number 3, brother. Come on, mate. We're here now.
I gotta
time
say,
to go. We'll go on what?
Thinking about it now, that's a ton of problems.
It's a lot of problems,
I don't know
dude.
how long it would time to like list that out. That actually is kind of, I mean, that's tough.
And they say my mind
He's
more
a
problems,
billionaire now,
but
so.
that's even more problems. That's a billion problems. You never know. But here we go into the control, friends. And Scraps, well, the only problem he had there was really formal. Zaptius is going to get dropped as well as the mid-map control. Still in the hands of Temp for now. I know we gassed up his 74U in the loadout guide, but your man's running the Krieg this game, and that's fine. He can flex. P2P already getting the job done over towards that B zone, and we've got a little bit of life there. Ooh, almost with the turn and burn there from Aqua. Envoy still alive. Nades are there just to get the pressure off. And quite an exciting opening push, a nice foray for both teams. As that hard work towards the B zone actually still going to be good to go. OpTic still in a commanding position right now, if they can capitalize on these kills.
And nice shots from Envoy as well. Nice little shoulder peek as well, just to get a little bit of info. He's going to be playing for kills while his teammates get the point. Unfortunately, he gets shot from mid, so nice teamwork there from Temp, just to make sure Envoy gets dealt with. It is only one player that was even over towards B, so on the defensive stand, PaLExx Legion certainly putting in some work, and even Dashy gets cleared out at Tiki. They got all the map control they want, potentially just for a moment, but it is just kills traded back and forth, everyone across the board. OpTic again able to stop the clock with just one player on B, who again gets dealt with. PaLExx Legion, man, it is a quick round they've been trying to develop.
Yeah, doing as much as they possibly can, but that 30 seconds remaining in the clock has been stopped from Dashy entering the A zone. And here come 3 of his mates. 2 of his mates, I should say. The other one's on the other side of the map. It's going to be Scump watching the mid-map push, but here we go. Second segment gone. You want to try to get these kills, and here comes the play. Oh my, there's only one left. It's going to be Formal. Has not completed the capture. They got 2 of those players off the point so fast. Oh, Scump's back on it. Just managing to stay alive, keeps the play good. And with that, an extra minute added to the clock and a wonderful bit of work. Late heroics there from Scump to come through from Zig. With that, the A-zone's all theirs.
There's a moment. I thought there was a player running up pool steps, maybe to work with Scump towards the middle of the map, but that ends up not panning out. Aqua is able to find 2, and well, the defensive stand right now for PaLExx still going to remain strong. Down by 4 lives, though. They're going to need to try to make some sort of big play, and well, frankly, they're just getting picked apart at this point. Down by quite a bit is OpTic in the feed, always able to find at least 2. No respawns remaining for PaLExx. Wow. And with 50 seconds left, OpTic, well, just take your time, find these kills, and it'll be good to go.
Yeah, finding these kills indeed. Scrap's still good. Oh, now taking on Scump as well. Aqua, the last player left alive, and there it is. OpTic, they managed to turn that round completely on its head. It was 30 seconds remaining, and a beautiful play from Scump gets him that zone, and then the kills just kept on flowing. Great work out of them from start to finish, really. The defensive hold from PaLExx was good, but not quite enough. Excited to see, mate, where this one's going to go, because that was a lovely first round from both teams.
I mean, it seemed like it, again, maybe it's just because we had a break for 2 weeks, but that just seemed incredibly fast gameplay. But either way, the kills are what made the difference, and well, across the board for OpTic. Maybe Scump with a slightly slow start, but hey, he made the big play to cap the point. Everyone else showing up in the kills column. As the opening break, they want middle map control, and they are going to get it. Scump's found his home in P5 as the actual push going over towards A. The nade gonna connect, and Zappy is gonna be made one shot. He gets dealt with, and OpTic, well, the opening break's ever so important, and well, they're gonna have a strong start as well. Scump gets caught through the wall, but the trades are in. OpTic already 4 life advantage.
Yeah, he called it in the early infield keys to victory there for OpTic Chicago. Keep up the production from the submachine guns, and it's on Scump and Envoy to do just that. And look at this, 4 in a row now from Envoy. He is going off. Shots were there, not able to find the last one onto Aqua, but again, that map presence all theirs. You've still got OpTic on defense in this round, so you're going to see them just trying to keep those PaLExx members back, but Zaptius now doing a great job. Is he able to get forward? Yes. Get him out of your base, now make your way forward. This is the sign of life you need to be seeing out of PaLExx. Zap's having a tough round so far at 3 and 11. Now, opportunity to turn it around. Good kill onto Envoy. Presence now under the A zone. Needs some reinforcements to really start capturing this quicker. Again, 3 players is ideal, 4 is great. Here we go. First segment gone, Chance. Is this the moment now for PaLExx?
Well, still just one player on point. Zaptius, and it takes, what, 45 seconds to capture it if you're by your lonesome, so he can't even get that second typical progression. Aqua, though, on the flank can find at least one, gets a couple shots into another, and Dashy by himself in between the entire team, and he doesn't get taken down. And that might be a moment where OpTic just decide to chalk it up, make sure they get that defensive stand over towards B. As Temp trying to cause a little bit of chaos, but you see Scump, he's been hanging out in bedroom for quite some time. OpTic will be happy with a 5-life lead to try to defend this B point for the next minute and a half.
There it is. His own caps. See where the players from Paris now take the offensive route. Will they be going through kitchen side where OpTic are frankly set up? It's a fortress in there. Culinary castle, if you will. Nice nade from Formal. Shots from Formal. Not able to get the second though. The damage has been dealt. Going to keep those players pinned in mid. Again, here comes Envoy with a life advantage, now pushing it. Still, here comes the break. In through the kitchen they go, and it's all on Envoy. Mack in hand, not able to compete with Scraps. They're at that range with the AK-74U. Now the Flood. Here comes Paris, though. Kills keep going their way. 2 members of OpTic there in the bedroom having a bit of a sleepover. Now chance, this could be good as Paris, they're starting to overwhelm these players at the back, starting to farm the kills. Will they be able to get onto the B zone and do any damage there onto the progression?
And how did they just let Envoy get a kill? You gotta know he's gonna spawn back Laundry, but he just spawns up and finds a free one. You take all that time to go for the full flank, and, well, a couple players get picked apart. Now Aqua in a bit of an interesting spot. I don't know what kills he's gonna be able to find, but eventually I'd imagine OpTic are gonna try to clear him out, but he's showing up on B. Meanwhile, Bedroom gonna get cleared out as Scraps walks into the freest two-piece he is going to find, and that is the opening Paris at least get out of bedroom. Unfortunately, 15 seconds left on the clock. They gotta hustle.
Wakey, wakey. They're out of bedroom and into the harsh, cold light of day, or should I say, mostly just OpTic. The trades are there. The kills are on point. Aqua's trying to come forward. There's one. Dashy now will be the next player up. There's 3 seconds on the clock, and you had to get that kill. You had to fly, and it was not going to work out as OpTic. Another good round. One more is all they need for the 3-0 on the map and a 3-0 in the series.
And I think that was just a slightly strange moment for Paris. Just get caught unaware. I mean, they sent 3 players on the flank. You work through kitchen, you get through back jungle, and they do so many things correctly just for Scraps to stay big chilling inside of elbow. And Envoy just spawns up, turns to his left, gets a free kill, and then it starts to fall apart. I was expecting Envoy to get spawn killed once or twice, or maybe get forced to go through ringside, but instead OpTic will be happy to take that second round win. 2-0 in the series and this game so far, as Formal has been having himself a very nice series so far. Leads the lobby, tied with Envoy at the very least in kills, 18 to his name.
They're having a real good time. Oh my God, Zap's having a rough one though. I mean, that is quite literally the tale of his game so far. Oh boy, oh boy!
Oh my God,
it's just all going Formal's way. Can't seem to make a misstep if he tries to. And again, Envoy just doing the last bit of a capture here. It's dirty work, but someone's got to do it. Capture in the zone. A will be done in a moment. The attack now building towards B for OpTic, and they've got players now in position to make this happen. Temp, though, is going to try to poop on that party. See if he can get it done. He's got the flank now in from behind. Here come the spawners that Scump up first, and he's going to deal damage, and maybe not really get the kills. The timing was just a little off. Here comes the pressure, though, from Paris. Trying to get into this one. Get into the game. There's 2 minutes on the clock to work with for OpTic, and all you've got to do is capture that B zone.
Zaptius right now, the last man they need to clear out, and Scump shreds them off the head glitch. Headshot multiplier coming into effect, and well, they're going to be able to at least get up into bedroom control. Formal, by the way, just roaming around the map, killing everything in sight. Bedroom control gets handed towards Scump. He's going to be happy to have that. Pool steps the next sort of spot that they're going to need to clear out, but Zaptius by himself, he gets dealt with. Formal now just waiting for his teammates, feeding him the information that Dashy doesn't even need to get. The flank, though, maybe going to slow this push down, and for Temp, well, doesn't need to find him. His teammates get all the kills. Bears Legion talking about a response they needed to get. Things were certainly starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, starting to make it work right now for Paris Legion. Again, they had over 2 minutes to really play with now for an OpTic. Slowly being bled out. Scraps with a nice 3 spree now. Great nade to slow those players down, but again, he's got help here, and it's Zaptius who started to spring to life, and better late than never. He is starting to turn his game around, but you do have to worry about those OpTic members. Spawned A side of the map, ran through ring, and it's Scump at forward position. He's able to maybe make something happen here. Bide his time, play it sneaky. So here we go, the tiptoes. make his way forward and sally into a flash. That's going to really sound the alarm right now for Paris Legion chance. But again, a slow and steady push. He could still keep this play alive.
Stay alive is really all he needs to do. He can't find this second, but he makes Aqua one shot, and you see Formal there for the trades. Scrap's now that last man standing on the defensive end. Well, bar the spawns coming through. Paris Legion back on every head glitch in the world. Rock control, back Tiki, whatever they need, and they're finding the kills as well. 9-9 in the lives department. Scump, though, inside a kitchen. He's found 2. This is the opening OpTic maybe need. Envoy and Scump trying to work together. He finds another 2. All of a sudden, no respawns remaining for Paris. 17 seconds on the clock.
17 seconds on the clock. Here we go. The capture's starting to work out. Again, only Envoy on the point for now, so it's going to take 45 seconds to get the whole thing. A couple more players on point here will do them a world of good. Temp's going to find 1. Makes the clock start to flow again. Formal with the shots in. Here comes the teamwork, though. Temp stayed alive. He stayed alive, and they do manage to get it done. And there we go. 3-0 in the map. 3-0. In the series, and OpTic, a glorious start for them here in the road to the stage 5 major. Paris Legion, much to be desired there in the control, close but no cigar, an incredibly exciting round 11, and still unable to find that special sauce against OpTic in the hardpoint game mode. You got to hand it to him. A tough loss, it's got to be said.
And Scump handing out daggers towards the end as well, right? Gets the double kill in kitchen. Those 2 players spawn up and walk right back into Scump's line of sight. Double 2-piece in a row to secure that win. Dominant towards the end, at least towards the control. The respawns, OpTic Chicago absolutely had Paris's number. And even in the search and destroy, where things got a little bit dicey, big 2-piece from Scump to force that round 11, and they clutched up in the end. Solid performance through and through. I think the clean 3-0 is exactly what OpTic was looking to get to start their stage 5.
A great 3-0 indeed. And there we go. Quick look at the stats, and got to be said, it was Envoy, 23-17. Lovely work from him. Formal having an exceptional series all in all. 28-20 with a 5k damage for Formal. Viper really putting in the hard work today. Great stuff in the first hard point, and we saw some special stuff in that search and destroy as well. OpTic, honestly, that was a really great showing. I think for a lot of fans, there's been tremendous criticism of the squad, and rightfully so. Passionate fans indeed. I know you. I see you in my mentions. You're all bloody mad. We love it. But this was a good showing. Again, as against a squad that I think they really did want to be taking a 3-0 against. Good things for OpTic all round. There we go, though. We're going to have a look at our Scuff play of the game, though, and it is going to be from round 3. We're giving Scump some love, mate. What do we think of this one, Chance? The King had a good day, let's face it.
I mean, really, it's just clinical work. He's been incredibly consistent all year long, and this is the type of play that he's been making through and through. It seems like he's a player where there's certain spots where if you get him in, he just thrives. Inside a kitchen is one of those places for him, and well, this is out the play of the game where, frankly, it just turned into a TDM game at this point. Just not enough lives that Paris is able to work with, and the kills column OpTic had their number. Even from the start, right? The Formal going through the flank through Zig, just the mad genius of a challenge right there coming through Zig, but takes care of business, get that confident win. Formal had a great series. Really, through and through, all 4 players across the board for OpTic performed as well as you could expect them to.
It's those individual performances and the combined efforts of the team as well you really want to be seeing from that OpTic Gaming squad. But there we go, a 3-0, and that is basically the end of the games today, friends. But alas, we are not done just yet. Lottie coming up after the break for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and she's talking to the one and only Bruce Almighty. Dashy will be there for the chit-chat, and it is all smiles in the OpTic cam today after that deft 3-0 versus Paris Legion. That chat with Dashy and that Game Fuel Victory Spotlight coming up after this quick commercial break, friends. Don't go anywhere.
of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me I have Dashy from OpTic. First of all, Dashy, congratulations on winning your first game of Stage 5. Very, very nicely done. I want to go back to Dallas right now with you and obviously Major 4 and talk about what you as a team kind of took away from the Major, you know, with obviously the hype coming up to LAN. What did you take away with it coming into this brand new stage?
Just coming into Stage 5, I mean, it was just all about executing in what we just did in practice and stuff like that. So it wasn't really much of a change up our play style or anything too crazy like that. So it was just a matter of executing and just doing what we do in practice usually.
Got you. Practice makes perfect. Now, Dashy, you've become quite a household name in the Call of Duty world, but for some fans who may be just joining us and brand new fans of the Call of Duty League, maybe they want to get to know you a bit better. So we've had 2 weeks to kind of reset before competition. I want to know, what did you get up to in the 2 weeks? What do you do in your spare time?
Definitely took a little bit of a mental reset, especially after the way we lost the Major. So I took a little bit of some time off and played some Warzone, stuff like that, but nothing really. I just chilled and, you know, got right back into it after I'd stay a couple days. So it was a nice little break.
Love that. We all need a bit of a mental reset. I certainly took a mental reset as well, but
yeah,
back to
needed.
action it was needed. Now, we have been saying pretty much all season that you guys are one of the most talented teams we have in the league. And of course, Champs is right around the corner. So what will your focus be as a team in the next 5 weeks to ensure that you guys can really compete for that ring?
I'd say gameplay-wise, probably just clean up a little bit in our S&D. I feel like if we can get some of our mid-round calls just cleaned up a little bit, then it would definitely help us for sure, especially if you can become a really consistent S&D team. That's how you contend for winning events. So probably I'd say S&D.
All right, S&D it is, and clear comms. Love to hear it, Dashy. Thank you so much. An epic 3-0 for you guys. And best of luck heading into the rest of the stage, man.
Thank you, Lottie. Appreciate it.
Well, there we go, Dashy. Some wise words from him. And if you didn't know what he likes to do in his spare time, he likes to chill, play a bit of Warzone. So if you want to be like Dashy, that's what you got to do in your spare time. Well, folks, this is not it. We have another segment for you guys, as you know, and if you're a real one, you'll be sticking around for it after the break yourself and study. Breaking things down from today. We're talking about what's going on tomorrow and so much more. So stay with us. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenny Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenny.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
New York, New York. What a day. I mean, it flew by, but the Call of Duty was glorious. And the OpTic fans are definitely chanting it's coming home, British or not. But hello everybody, welcome back to the desk. We have our results from the US Army. I don't even know where I was going with that sentence, but I'll tell you what, it was a hot 3-0 in both of our matches today. London Royal Ravens versus Atlanta FaZe. I'll tell you what though, Royal Ravens did keep it close in most of the games. Super incredible actually against FaZe. And then 3-0, Chicago. They beat Paris Legion. And yeah, the fans are definitely going to be happy with that one, with that kickstart to stage 5. Joining me, I do have the wonderful Study as per usual, and my dude. Oh gosh, what a quick day. I thought I only just sat down to watch some Call of Duty and we're going home already. I can't believe it. But talking about some epic Call of Duty, we need to talk about a certain moment, and that was Envoy in that first hard point, and the stunning play he had off the rotation. Talk us through it, my dude.
Yeah, so Envoy, he was that playmaker for OpTic that really just was able to close out this game for them because Paris were able to fight back into it. Once the ending of rotation of that first hard point, Paris had the rotations to go towards that P2 on that map on Garrison. But then off the rotation, it's only left up Envoy, and he makes the play for his team. So let's just get right into it. You see Envoy picks up this kill onto Aqua, and you see all of his teammates spawning all the way across the map. So the pinch is eventually going to come in, but Envoy just does such a great job at just stalling time. As Formal is using this streak, he picks up a kill, and then Formal is able to find 2 with that streak as well. And even before this, it was just great plays from Envoy, the finesse out of him to eventually allow his teammates to get back into this time, pick at this remaining 25 seconds, and then have the rotation towards that P3 hardpoint where both teams really couldn't fight for it. It was not going in favor of either team. It was basically a junk kill the entire time, but this is the hill right here off the rotation where Formal, he was really taking over, but Envoy really made the play to allow his teammates to get back into that hardpoint and eventually gain that remaining junk time.
You know, I was really impressed with OpTic overall, and I think we've said it so many times when we were kind of breaking down their gameplay, and it's weird because it's been different what they needed to work on or what they weren't doing quite right. Every single time it was different. But this time I feel like playing against Paris, I felt like a well-rounded OpTic for sure, like on our screens. I felt like the mistakes were to a minimum. I felt like they were playing their game perfectly, and I felt like they were playing their game, which is the most important thing. So really excited to see where OpTic go from here and if they can keep that fire burning. But I'll tell you what, folks, it's about time I talk to you about tomorrow and what is coming your way in our schedule presented by the US Army. So 3 p.m. Eastern, we have Røkkr taking on LAG. This is the fight for getting up that leaderboard for the game fuel points. It is super important right now that these teams win these matches. And then 4:30 p.m. Eastern, T-Mobile 5G weekly drop. Remember that one, folks. It's New York Subliners, our home series team, taking on LA Thieves. Now this is pretty amazing, this schedule, folks, and that is because we see John and Mental make their CDL debuts tomorrow. So I got to ask you, Stud, what are you most looking forward to in terms of these two players playing tomorrow? What do you expect to see out of them?
Okay, so for Mental on the side of LAG, I felt like he's going to be a great fit for this team because one thing that they were struggling with last time when Chino was on this roster was just their pressure from the SMG players. And I feel like you're adding Mental to have that aggression with aBeZy, so those two should be able to work out together. But the most important thing for LAG is Silly moving back to that flex role. He wasn't having a good stage 4. He did not. His SMG work just wasn't there. And a lot of people are kind of questioning on this roster change, but I feel like this is going to be great for LAG. Mental to that SMG to help out aBeZy, and Silly able to boost his stats back up in that flex role. Then on the opposite side, for LA Thieves, though, I think John is going to be like the perfect piece, man. When you talk about the Thieves roster, it's been a roster that hasn't really worked out all year. They went through numerous roster changes, but I feel like when they're going towards the end of the year, this is exactly the roster that they were looking forward to. Once you pick up a player like John, it's going to be so much easier for your AR players to just pick up kills because he's been an MVP caliber player in that SMG role for quite some time now. You add him alongside Kenny and Slasher, who these guys have just been in multiple World Championship games, and then alongside Drazah. I feel like the SMG duo between John and Drazah will work perfectly, and the AR duels on that side will work as well. I feel like LA Thieves definitely improved with the addition of John.
Now, I'll tell you what, Stud. I'm going to dig so deep right now for LA Thieves, right? Because I think I'm seeing a little pattern emerging, especially with John coming onto the roster. Now, obviously, John, JCap, and Slasher, incredibly accoladed players. And obviously together did win champs back in Black Ops 3, 2016. But the following game, title, iLLeY, right? They had a terrible, terrible season considering they won champs. They just didn't get off to a good start at all. And then by the end of it, they managed to kind of turn up a little bit in clutch and managed to get into the final.
Yeah.
Yes, so be it, they did not win, but they got to the final and they turned up. So I'm digging deep here, Stud, because if those three have done this before, I think they can do it again. They have the resilience, I think, alongside Kenny and Drazah. Potentially, yeah, they've had a bad season, but still a little bit further to go. They still have an end in sight and they can still do this. So if they have that resilience that they once had, I think they could make a bit of a run. I dug deep, but I'm just saying, the facts are there. They're there, that's for sure. Stud, I'll tell you what I'm really excited about tomorrow. We get to see fresh faces, we get to see a bunch of games. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Folks at home, YouTube, thank you so much. I hope you sleep well knowing we have more Call of Duty League coming your way tomorrow. We'll see you bright and early, and sleep well.
This is the opening they need. Finally, a breath of fresh air as PaulEhx can get to the point and burns at least the cruise missile. A little bit of time to work with. You take care of one score streak, but again, I think the clock is the biggest issue. Down to 20, we go.
2v8, 1v8, the streaks from the very first round. PaulEhx, what have you got? He is fighting for it here. Here's the contest. Here come FaZe. They're going for the shot punch. They were going for the assassination, you know it. The FaZe special, it's a 3-1 on control, but it is another 3-0 in the series.
Scump, though, inside a kitchen, he's found two. This is the opening OpTic maybe need. Envoy and Scump trying to work together. He finds another two. All of a sudden, no respawns remaining for pairs. 17 seconds on the clock.
17 seconds on the clock. Here we go. The capture's starting to work out. Again, only Envoy on the point for now, so it's going to take 45 seconds to get the whole thing. Couple more players on point here will do them a world of good. Temp's going to find one. Makes the clock start to flow again. Formal with the shots in. Here comes the teamwork, though. Temp stayed alive. He stayed alive, and they do manage to get it done. And there we go. 3-0 in the map. 3-0 in the series. And